De Silva,
yeah.
only P6. Matt is genuinely in trouble here.
And he misses next week. Do you know who else to keep an eye on? Overtaker. He's been cutting corners like in qualifying in the practice races.
How's he been cutting corners?
I think straight lining them to
How?
get to the pits quicker. Yeah, I know. But in qualifying, you only get disallowed time, don't you?
Yeah.
No, but to get round to start another lap quicker if he's made a mistake.
Right. Gary's
Which is what...
really struggling in the wet.
Well, I would say this is not this is in a 911 track, but a 911 1AM.
Also, a 992 won on Formula Racing League as well. Sorry, no, in my category it was a BMW that won. My bad. Jeez, Gary is struggling, man.
Whatever, not just pocket.
This Thai guy, whatever the fuck he was called. He was the one we were talking to about Le Mans, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch more WEC now. You should have been watching WEC to begin with. Not just Le Mans.
And Gary crosses line. Still not a lap time.
No.
Well, he's got one, but it's not very good. He's struggling. The Hondas are shit, as predicted.
Yeah, and there's no lawn mow here. It's all tarmac and concrete. Oh, every race is going to be wet. I guarantee you Laguna Seca will be dry.
I mean, if we keep having the weather we're having, Brands and Silverstone will be dry.
Yeah. Barcelona is looking like 2 weeks' time is looking like it's going to be dry as well.
Yeah.
So, because they're in a drought in around the Catalan region, aren't they?
Is it genuinely raining like this in France?
No,
No. Then why is it like this then?
because that's what the weather was predicted. Why not? Hang on. Paul Ricard, South France, and
Bet you any money it's beautiful sunshines.
this is like the weather they had for Le Mans with thunder showers. What's the symbol for the 30-minute weather forecast? Rain minus. You drive to Lexus. So yeah, overtake a stop mode. It's the same for everybody else.
Is he still moaning?
He was.
What, in Discord?
He was saying about every race will be wet.
Oh.
We're still figuring out the settings of how to do things on the server. James is actually buzzing for steward inquiries. That's the thing, you're going to get the ultra competitive people put things in, aren't you?
Mhm.
Who's car 19?
Right, so this guy's from the Netherlands, and it's just THIJS. So let's put that in Google Translate and see how they pronounce it.
Greece has joined in the McLaren.
It's boring, isn't it? That's the first thing I'm going to mention.
I kind of mentioned it in the comments last night. Okay, but all McLaren drivers are glory hunters. Try to win with another car.
Just say THIJS, whatever that means.
THIJS, yeah. It's Euro.
So he's Dutch. He's Dutch, right.
Probably for Verstappen fan, isn't he?
What? Daesh. Daesh. Dash.
Yeah.
What does that sound like to you?
This. Dish.
Daesh.
Oh God. Now we know how Matt feels at Racing
Daesh.
Unleashed.
Daesh.
It is fucking messy out there, let me tell you.
I'm just going to try it now. Is it Daesh?
Daesh? Who?
Daesh. I'm messaging this guy because I'm trying to find out where he's from, and I've tried Google Translate. This THIJS.
Oh, mate, not a fucking clue.
He's Dutch.
What's Google Translate say? He's Dutch.
Daesh.
Daesh. Just go with that then.
Sean Daesh is the Everton manager.
Daesh. Just go with that then, Dan.
He's typing, so I probably fucked it right up.
Daesh.
No.
Even the Silver's struggling.
Die.
Just press on my username. And then
Last letter not. Die. I'm just gonna try it now. Is it Daesh? Die. Thigh. 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 Okay, I'm gonna just go with thigh. We're gonna go with
There's
thigh.
a bit of paper ready to note down people who can't put pit entries.
Thigh.
As well.
Thigh. Thigh. It's thigh. There's no. Forget the S, so it's thigh. It's just thigh. Thigh.
it's just thigh.
Thigh. So he says pronounce. Just say THJ. THIJS. So he just says say that. So I did, and it came up saying die. Daesh. So I'm going to say
Good
thigh.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gaming Welshman 5 here for the Season 2
Oh,
ACC League.
Water helmet.
We've got a tough task because tonight's race is flooded, so it's going to be a
And you're
difficult
slow.
race. We'll be joining Gary PN Motorsport, Gary and Plava and Peaceful
PN?
Explosion in the party.
He's in here, mate.
We're currently joined by PN
Yeah,
and Dan
just hear
in
you.
the commentary box as we are about. As we
Can
go
I
live
say
on
something?
Simplay.
Can I say
Yes.
something? Ladies and gentlemen,
Cheers.
if you like the look of Matt's thumbnail or any of the lovely things that he's made for his stream, would you like to thank me for that? Because he's basically stolen my thumbnail for the Simplay Racing and just
Hang on.
used it.
Hang on, was your thumbnail, was your thumbnail not red? Mine was green. Clearly
Yeah,
different
but you
colour.
basically just took the template and just changed colours. You lazy,
the main stream.
you lazy bastard.
Press on my name. It's loading, that's why. What, Pikachu just popped up on the main stream? Did Pikachu just pop up on the main stream? Brilliant. Brilliant.
They can't hear us on the mainstream, can they?
No, they can't hear us on the main stream. Cheers, PN, for the resub. Thank you very much.
Fuck off, you. Oh my god. You're such a kiss ass, aren't you?
I can't believe Pikachu doesn't do it on the main stream again. Oh, yeah.
It did do that and all, didn't it? Because that's my sound when someone really sucks. Oh, yeah.
I think that should be the
Brilliant.
intro to every Simplay stream.
Brilliant. Right, so share the stream around.
Have we now got everyone in it? We're only missing
17
3.
drivers. Yeah, we're missing Hitman, Jamie, and the new driver.
Corner car.
No, Corner Cutter is Benno's surname. Killab or something. It's
Yeah,
Benno Kruger,
but
Corner Cutter or whatever.
There's another one called Benno in the chat. In
Yeah, no, that's just one long PSN that it's gone onto 2 lines.
first clip is my friend editing it. Oh my god, he's ginger.
Just leave it. No problem. I noticed Overtaker's not been out on track yet, set lap times. Close the program.
Hi. Let's go with Tay.
Close that one.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Oh, this laptop is shit.
What is it? Liam's one?
No, not Liam's. Ours, it runs so slow we don't...
I'm just going to go with Tay. I think that's what I've got out of that. Tay.
I think that's done something now, because the mouse is normal. Right, just give it a second.
Can I get on?
No, you're gonna get a... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, can I get a...
Lovely.
And if you do not resubscribe to the Gaming Welshman Fine after that, then what the fuck are you doing watching this stream?
If you do resubscribe in the next 2 minutes, you'll find out that it'll come up while Dan and Piano talking.
Or even a new sub.
Just a heads up. No, a new sub does something. A new sub does something different, if I do remember rightly.
Well, let's go on board with the champ. Matt, you're looking shit at the minute. Even Wolfinator's faster than you, mate.
Mate, I don't know if they're.
I don't know what.
I'm full fuel.
I don't know what you lot are going to do, but Ripper is already flying.
He looks good. He looks good.
He looks stupid. He looks
I'm
OP.
tipping Ripper. I'm tipping Ripper for the season, mate.
Ripper, right, okay. Matt said it already. Gary's fucking struggling.
Yeah, the cunt ran with a fucking steer ratio that wouldn't turn, so he had to like, he's sort of like crossing his arms, driving like a normal car to fucking turn his steering wheel and all sorts. Fucking helmet.
What a helmet.
What a car. Right, that's done on Facebook. That's done. I'm ready to go on that. Just to let you know then, chaps, that Aston Martin, there is none on the grid, that don't matter. Gary, 1 pole, he gets 25. Not that that's probably going to happen. And yeah.
Sorry, wait, what? Matt's what? Gary's one pole away.
Gary's 1 pole away from 25, yeah.
Right, 25, right.
Okay.
Great. We need to do something because I need to get more race entries and race wins because I don't want you catching me, even though you're not going to catch me this season.
I'm probably going to catch you.
Yeah, Daz is asking for like a Sunday league.
Well,
we might have to do Porsche Super Cup or GT4s or something like that.
I reckon so.
Formula Racing League is live? Wait, what? Oh, it's the rookies,
Well,
it's not me. Okay. Cool.
Alright, we're going to go live at 9-minute mark.
Okay, I best get rid of this burp quickly then. Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
Jesus, does that come from your toes?
Mate, that was like sitting in my stomach, but also like, I don't know. That was making my belly rumble, but it was like tickling my throat at the same time. Is that weird?
Yeah. 5 seconds.
5?
Angelo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dan Davis, and in the commentary box, once again with me is PN Motorsport, aka Phil. Phil, welcome back to Simplay Motorsport. We are live back once again for the ACC season, and we are here at the first round of the season here at Paul Ricard. And what conditions do we have? First of all, PN, how are we doing this evening, and how was your first race in these terrible conditions?
It was moist. It made me feel a lot cooler than the actual weather here at the moment in the UK.
Well, either way, we are live. We are back here in France for the first round of the pros. We've already had the amateur and the pro-am already this season, and it's now the pros' turn to have a go in these conditions. And what an exciting season we have ahead of us, PN. We got some interesting tracks. We've got the introduction of wet weather as well, and we got some new drivers and new cars as well. But what an interesting night ahead of us as well. Guys, can you please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, keep yourself involved in the chat. I will be keeping an eye on all you guys in chat and listening with you as well. Also, PN being one of the stewards as well, he will be keeping an eye on his stream, the guys entering pit lane, because a couple of them have been a bit naughty boys in the Pro-Am category. But either way, PN, let's start off with the circuit, and we are live here at Paul Ricard. An interesting circuit, probably not the favoured French track, but either way, it does produce some interesting racing. What do we think of Paul Ricard? Do we like it? Do we not? What's the verdict?
This version's better than the F1 version because you ain't got the stupid chicane on the back straight. But I prefer it than 1 acres of tarmac for his runoff because track limits.
Track limits is a big thing around here. To be honest, I much prefer Manicourt to this circuit. This circuit is just heavy on tyres, heavy on concentration as well. Like you said, track limits is a key thing here. But obviously with these wet conditions, track limits ain't really going to be much of an issue, bar just trying to stay on track anyway. You're not going to get beat. Oh!
The Silver just hit someone.
Who did he just hit? I don't know who he's just hit. Number 82? Yeah, that's the number 82 of T, I think. So, yeah, De Silva just hit T there. We were going to discuss De Silva because he is your pro champion, the defending champion. And as you can see, he's got rid of the 55. He's swapped with Matahimovic. He's now got the number 1. Matahimovic has got the 55. And he's also running a gold livery as well to his car to celebrate his championship. And no teammate as well. He's decided to do it alone. He's an independent, and he's really got a lot on his plate this season, hasn't he, PN? He's got a lot of quick drivers in this lobby, and he's now got to try and defend his title against some of these fast boys.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's easy. Well, I think they say it's easier to win your first one title than it is your second. Because now your second, you've got to prove you're a champion. And as one of my friends just said, he's driving a pack of Super Kings.
Well, he's probably in the best car for it. The McLaren was the favoured car, and it still is. A lot of McLaren still here at Simplay Motorsport, but we have got a couple of new cars as well, and one that I've highly rated is on here as well, so it's nice to see that car on here. Let's have a quick rundown of this grid then and see exactly who we have got. So obviously, like we said, we have your defending champion De Silva, and he will be running an independent on his own in the McLaren 720. We have also got, I'm just trying to get the list of the drivers up, we will go to the second place man, who last season finished second and runner-up. He would have finished third if I'd raced, but either way, Overtaker is in second place from last season, and again, a new champion, a new teammate for him, but obviously sticking with the McLaren. And the other rule I forgot to mention as well, PM, which is a big major factor, regarding the team's championships, they do not have to run the same car. They can run whatever car they like, but they can still score points for their teams, pretty much like how the proper World GT do it. And Overtaker has a brand new teammate, and his brand new teammate isn't even here tonight. Big boy Brazier, Jamie Brazy, will be his teammate, and they going to be the Button Basher Racing. That's an interesting name. The number 7 and the number 14 coming together. 14 will be De Silva, trying to make sure that he keeps these two behind him. What do you think of that pairing, Overtaker and Big Boy Brazier, the button bashers, as described, because they both run the pad?
Technically, I should be part of that team as well, because I also run pad, as does DJ Phil.
You have been teammates with Jamie for a few times.
Yeah, 2 seasons in, 1.5 seasons in Ferrari and 1 season in Prima in Formula 2.
Yeah. What do we think of Overtaker and Jamie? Do you think they're going to be a good pairing?
That's quite a strong pairing, but they got to get grips to the new conditions we've got this season, with the dry, wet, dry, whatever, snow.
New settings, new weather conditions, new everything, and I think Overtaker's got a lot on his plate this season. As you see, he's run wide. That's going to be disallowed, and you see a Porsche already off as well. That is Gary131 who's gone off. And let's move on to the champions of the constructors. One of them isn't driving, which is myself, but the other one is back. Of FE Racing, Fury has returned, and he's in a brand new car, PN. He's in the Lexus, a car that I absolutely adore. I love this car. I think it's a fantastic race car for beginners, and it's just so easy to learn to drive. And Fury has finally listened to me and has gone in the Lexus. He's also got a new teammate, with me pulling out this season so I could give you guys the beautiful commentary that I can. And he's partnered up with another Lamborghini driver of Shane, who's obviously got promoted from Pro-Am to Pro, and both of them are running the Lexus. What do you think of this pairing, and also the car? The car is obviously a car that I'm going to be supporting, because I do think it's a very underrated car.
I didn't mind the Lexus, I just wish you could paint it your own livery, but you can't. All you can do really is change wheels on the number, or have a white or blue one, or black and red one. As we'll see later.
What do we think of we think of Fury and Shane though as a pairing?
It's not a bad pair, and I think Shane might struggle because it's his first season, I believe, in Pro-Am.
It is in Pro.
Pro.
Yep. It's going to be an interesting one for him, for sure. Let's go to the third place team then, and a duo that's still remaining, but there is one slight difference. We will go with the man who finished the highest. This man, Matimovic, who's last ACC champion and lost it to De Silva. He is obviously back with Jaeger Motorsport, running the 55, and he's still got his teammate Gary131, but they're slightly different with Gary. He's in a Porsche. And a lot of us know, if a lot of us do know Gary, he loves the Porsche. He's run it in Project Cars, he's run it here, and he's even run it in a GT4 as well, even though he said he hated it, he didn't like the way it drove. But either way, he's back in a 911 where he belongs, or 991, I can't remember what it is. But he's in the Porsche, and he's here giving it a go. Gary and Matt, obviously a duo, that's always an interesting duo. But Gary in the Porsche, this could be something interesting to see later on in the season, especially in the dry weather. He's very, very quick at Kyalami from what I've seen already. So Gary in the Porsche, a car that likes to slide, a car that likes to go sideways. What do we think it's to Gary finally back in a car that he knows?
Well, it'll be interesting to see when we hit Brands Hatch and Silverstone, because he likes the British tracks. Here in the wet, I don't think the Porsche,
he's gone sideways.
It's not the car of choice, really, is it?
No, it is not, and he is struggling at the minute in these wet conditions. Gary131 hanging it sideways. You can see a lot of drivers going sideways, but Gary, what can he do in the Porsche? What can Matt do back in the Bentley again? Obviously, a lot of work involved last season, stopped him from really going for the championship, and he's back again, but he's not going to complete the whole season again. So we'll see what Matt can do this season. Probably not much, really, but other than that, he's going to give it a good shot. He always does. We're already heading into qualifying. We've only done half the grid. I forgot to say that Fury and Shane's team is called Teletubby Motorsport, so they're bringing that back as well. Another pairing, Peaceful Explosion. Lost his teammate, Sutty Apex, to Pro-Am, and we're already seeing that Sutty is in the wrong category and should be back in Pro, completely and utterly annihilating Pro-Am both races. So Sutty, if you're listening, stop sandbagging.
He's in chat.
I know he is, I can see the chat. But Peaceful, he's obviously changed from the Ferrari, and he's gone Japanese. He's gone to the Honda, brand new car to see again. This time, obviously, Louis ran it in Pro-Am, but it's nice to see it in the Pro. Again, this car looks like a handful at the minute, and he's got a new teammate, M. Prava, both of them running Simplay Racing. they're not looking good in the wet at the minute. They're in the Gary kind of train where they're just struggling to get grip.
Well, not sure about the Honda in these conditions, to be honest.
On the Intercontinental tracks, I think this is going to be the car to beat, but it just doesn't seem to have the pace at the minute.
No, not here, not tonight. This is still a horsepower circuit in every sense of the word. You need grunt.
You do need a grunt. As I'm just looking back at the other teams, we have got two. We have got two JWB Esports Racing, which I have seen them in the chat. And hello everybody in the chat. One of them is a guy who's promoted from Pro-Am and into Pro. It is the Wolfinator, and this guy is already showing a decent run here, as Lewis in the chat is already saying Team Honda. Wolfinator upgrading up to Pro as his teammate, and I'm going to try my best this season. I've already pre-spoken to him. I've gone with T. That's what I've gone with. But he's in the Audi, and this guy looks very good as well. Just at the end of practice there, he just got himself up into P2. What can he do in this car? This is going to be an interesting season. The Audi is seeming to be a car that looks very favourable right now at the minute.
Well, Wolfinator had the pleasure to race him in Pro-Am. He was rapid in Pro-Am, but well-deserved promotion. T... Don't know. We've never seen him before in any other league. I don't really race him in any other league, so that'll be interesting to see. We did
have a lovely conversation with him during the 24 hours of Le Mans. He was keeping us up to date with what's going on. So was UPN. Thank you for doing that. But T, it should be interesting to see how he gets on that one. We'll just quickly run through the other drivers. Benno, and I think he has a teammate, the Hitman, both of them obviously running as the other JWB Esports drivers, as we'll see how Benno gets on. He's currently P9, he's also in a Bentley, and return with the Bentley again. And then we move on to our independent, sorry, there is another pairing, isn't there? There is... Killer Performance Motorsport. Now this is a pairing that I'm very interested in. Killer Camel in the Lexus, and we've done a previous test session with him, and he was very quick in this Lexus around Zolder. And the Ripper. Now this is a guy to watch out for. He's already topped the session in practice. The Ripper in this Audi looks very, very good. What do we think to this man, PN? Because this and his teammate of Killer Camel, I think these two are going to score some decent points between the two of them.
Well, Camel was rapid around Catalunya because he's set a qualifying time, hence why he's in Pro. So did the Ripper, actually. But, interesting in the Audi. Don't know how the Audi will be some of the later circuits.
It is very good around Spa. It's the favoured car for Spa, so it's very much got power and grunt. So we will see how they go on. Hello again to Audio Sport, one of our lovely sponsors as well. Good evening to them. We've got Sati Apex in the chat as well, and Mummy D as well, Fury's mum, Peaceful Stepdad, and Wolfinator as well. Nice to see everybody in the chat. Hello and all, and get your chat in. Let's see you guys in the chat. One of the other new drivers, David, he's driving the Ferrari at the minute. As good luck everyone. It's interesting to watch Mike spin. Not going to spin tonight. You heard it here first, says Sati. David, he's very much gone for the Ferrari colours, and he's gone for the Ferrari colours that won at Le Mans. And David, what do we think to the Ferrari? The only other Ferrari on here is Euro. He's returning back in the Ferrari. What can he do? Because in the hands of Mike, he was struggling, but maybe in this guy's hands, it might be a bit better.
Well, I have a love-hate relationship with the 488 GT3.
Yeah,
Ferrari. I love Ferrari, but I don't like that car in this game. It doesn't suit my driving style.
No, not indeed. As Breeze has also returned, and he's ditched the Porsche. He's got rid of it, and now he's gone and joined the train, the McLaren train. So he's in the McLaren, and finally finishing things off. I haven't missed anybody else, I think, but we have got onto the man who won the 2.4 hour in his Audi and was in your commentary box last night, Ben. and it is Nexus. He is out in the Audi, and I think he went P2 at the end of the practice session. So Nexus really improving his driving in this pro category, and I think he's going to have to with the level of drivers. But it is Overtaker who's going to set the first lap time of the season. PN, obviously, we're at the start of the season. I like to do this with Matt. He never gives me an answer, but I'm pretty sure you will. Start of the season, let's predict a champion here and now. Who do you think is going to be champion before the season even gets going?
You mean who am I going to give the commentator's curse to? The
season's curse.
The season's curse. Oh, I think it's going to be one of a new guy.
Let's see, my money was going to be on Ripper as well. I think Ripper is going to be the man to beat this season. So me and PN think that Ripper is going to be the champion to beat this season. Guys, obviously, let's hear from you in the chat. Sutty, Audio Sport, Mummy D, Louis, Alan, let's all hear from you guys. As I say that, Ripper has gone fastest, but already the shock is Wolfinator up to from Pro-Am, and he's already P2. He's already setting the pace for these guys. Peaceful Explosion now coming to the line. He's currently 8th, and he crosses the line. Doesn't set a lap time, nor does Emplava. So all these guys still struggling to set a lap time. There is a car in the final sector. That, I think, is the number 19. That is Breeze. He's coming to the line now in the McLaren. And what lap time is Breeze going to produce? He's going to go P8. And PN, obviously, you've already had practice in these wet conditions, these flooded conditions. What's the key? What are these boys got to do? They just got to make sure they pretty much stay on track, haven't they not?
Stay on the black stuff. Don't touch the lines. Don't touch the curbs. Because they will throw the car into a spin. Luckily, I was in a nice stable Aston Martin.
Boy, was that a beauty to hear. T into the final corner here. Make sure you stay within the track limits. A 2:09.5 is the lap time to beat by Ripper. A lot of cars on a good lap at the minute in the final sector. But T towards the line, what is he going to produce? He goes P2. He's only 1.3 off the Ripper. So a good start from him. Ripper, though, has set the benchmark as Gary 131 is coming to the line, but he isn't going to produce a lap time. He will start from now. Overtaker into the final corner now. And it's all interesting seeing these guys on their own, but when they get close together, this could be spicy as Gary 131 comes to, Overtaker comes to the line. He goes P3 and can't improve. Who is that? That is Matahimovic. He doesn't improve either. Ripper finds a little bit more time, but he can't get any more than that. Nexus towards the line. He goes P2 now, as we got another McLaren crossing the line. I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Wolfinator. He goes P5. Fury gets a lap time in. He goes P7. Shane crosses the line, and he stays P8 at the minute. We've got the Ferrari of David right behind him, and David now goes to second place, and he is 500ths off of the Ripper. What a lap time there from him. Great stuff there. Peaceful across the line. He goes P8. We got another Lexus towards the line. That is Killer Camel. He crosses in 11th place. Euro crossing the line. Has he got a lap time in the bag? No, he hasn't. So now we head back to Gary 131, I think. Is he on a lap time? He is. Who is that across the line? That was Breeze. He goes P3 now. He's within a second of the Ripper. So these new boys here, PN, really showing the boys how it's done, isn't it?
Yeah. Really, you need to practice these conditions. But
Yes,
you
you
can
do.
tell the ones haven't been since the lobby went to pour the card and these conditions. You can tell the drivers they haven't been out there practicing at all.
But the number 82 of T is now exiting the final quarter. He's currently 1.6 off the pole lap, and at the minute he's coming to the line. The Ripper, what is he able to hang on to his lead as T does not improve? Gary 131 is in the final corner, and he's got to produce a lap time. He's going to get a lap time on the board. What is it going to be? It's going to be P8. He goes ahead of his teammate who's been quicker than him in the whole practice session. Gary, boom, back in the Porsche, back in front of Matt where he belongs. No offense,
There's
Matt.
still a VW group, though.
Can't
Acc
comment
Motorsport.
yet. Don't know what racecraft is like, but agree with PN. Think it's going to be a new driver at the minute. Yeah, look at the only one that really is on the pace at the minute is Nexus, a breeze. Everyone else is struggling. The weather is way too warm, Mummy D. We are sweating way too much, but we will survive. Thank you. You all okay? Thank you very much, peaceful stepdad. But overtake across the line, no lap time. There's no cars at the minute in the final sector on a decent lap, as we do have a yellow flag. Someone's gone off, and we do have a car that is on a lap. That is Killer Camel, and he's in the Lexus. Killer Camel, what can he do? Currently 13th at the minute. Exits the final corner. It's all about traction, isn't it, PN, in these wet conditions? Making sure that your tyres grip up.
Yeah, turn that traction control up.
Yeah, definitely. So Killer Camel only goes to P12. Shane now drops to the bottom of the pack.
Euro up to 11.
Euro up to 11th as well. So the Ferrari finding pace. There is a car in the final corner. I'm not sure who that is. That is the number 1. That is your champion, De Silva. He comes towards the line now. Is he going to save it to the very end to put it on pole? Is he genuinely struggling? Evening to your champion, F1 champion James in the chat. And I say that De Silva goes P2, 300ths off the top 3 are separated by a 10th. Well, even like that's close. David, De Silva, and Ripper are really going to put on an interesting fight here tonight already. Who is in the final corner? I think that's
Benno's now about to cross the line. And he goes P5.
P5 for him. So these guys are now starting to find some pace. T goes a little bit faster. He's now P4. So they're starting to get it together. One car hasn't put a lap time together, and that is Prava. Right, who's next to come to cross line with a valid lap time? I think it's the really difficult to read these numbers, isn't it?
It is on the smaller track, Matt.
Yeah,
I think
that's a 17.
If I go to the bigger track, Matt, there's a mine being broadcast.
I honestly don't know who that is. 88, I think that's
Shane.
That's Shane. Right, we'll go on board with Shane. He's the one that's in the middle sector, but there is another car just in front of him. I think it's Peaceful. Nope, it's not Peaceful. I'm going to give up on that. It was Overtaker. Yeah, and he stays 8th. Overtaker is in 8th place at the minute. Shane towards the line now in the Lexus, the beautiful Lexus. Towards the line he comes and stays P16. That was Breeze just behind. No, sorry, that was Wolfinator. Yep. And he stays P8. Really difficult to keep an eye as Mike now improves and goes up to P10.
Euro's on a clean lap.
And Euro puts in a bagger. He puts it in. He goes 7th fastest. We now look to your champion, De Silva, in the final corner. Can he find that 300ths at the minute? He's coming towards the line now, running in the goal towards the line. And he does. He finds the lap time 3/10 faster than the Ripper. But he's now in the final corner. Is he going to improve on his lap time? Towards the line he comes. No. So no improvement. David now in the final corner. Matt produces a lap time that is able good enough for the top group. So he goes P4. Is the track getting quicker? David, he now goes back ahead of Matahimovic. I don't think Matt went ahead of him. I think Matt stayed P4, I think. Yeah, so
next
David's
2 cars are on invalid laps. So Impalava's the next one on the valid.
Is he finally going to get that lap done? Is he finally going to get one on the board? Hypro Tech, I'm going to go with. Have a good race tonight, guys. Let's make it exciting as our last night. They'll try their best. Is Prava? Is he finally going to get a lap time on the board? 2 minutes left. These guys probably got one more short. He goes into 11th. Gary goes 12th. Overtaker is down in 13th at the minute, PN. That's how much that this group has improved, and you do need to be on that improvement. Every car is on track, but Peaceful. Overtaker has dropped it, and around he goes. He is 13th at the minute and struggling to keep the car on track. I believe Euro is the next car that's on a lap time, and at the minute he is currently sitting in P8. Then it's De Silva, and I think just behind him is a car that's just gone invalidated. So Whoever comes into the pits now is done. So Shane and Peaceful are done. Come on, Matt. You are running my setup. Come on, Bentley boys. Okay. I think it's probably Matt's setup. But anyway, Euro coming into the pits. He does the correct pit entry. Doesn't touch the white line. And into the pits he gone. He is done. De Silva, meanwhile, is on a lap time. Can he extend his lead? He is currently on pole position. Last time out, it was myself trying to beat him, and De Silva chooses to pits. He is done for the session. Ripper is not going to take pole. He's gone round, and Ripper will not be on pole position. He'll start the most second at the minute. He is done for the session. Gary 131 in the final sector is on a valid lap time. So there's only a couple of guys now left on a lap time. All the other guys are into the pits, or they're trying to start their last laps now, but Gary will be the first one to finish. Here he comes in the Porsche 991, but I think it's the 9912. Oh, he has a big wiggle, a big snap. Is that invalidated his lap time? No, it hasn't. Why is this gone to that? I don't know why. That's a good start. But I want to look on Gary.
He's dirtied his lap. So's car 98 behind him.
So it is just, I think, the Wolfinator in the final sector. Wolfinator is on a lap time at the minute. He is currently P10. I'm not going to lie, I usually drive the AMG, but changed to the Ferrari, so was a bit nervous. But yeah, surprise of me last night. Well, congratulations, Hype Tech, for last night's race. But the Wolfinator is currently on a lap. He's coming towards the final sector. Oh, hello, Daz. Nice to see you in the chat, buddy. As Wolfinator now into the final sector, into the final corner we go. Making sure he gets the traction, make sure he gets it turned in, don't run too wide. And towards the final lap he comes, crossing the line. He's currently P10 at the minute, towards the line. No improvement, stays P10. Who do we look to next? Nexus, the man who won the 2.4 at Spa.
Joined him on the podium in that race.
Yes, you did. Oh, I think he's gone invalidated his lap time. He has, yeah, that's done. So Nexus's best position will be 9th at the minute. The
next person on a valid lap.
It is, Matt.
Oh,
the back end's gone. The back end's gone. Is he going to keep it? He's just kept it. He has just kept it. David is on the lap, but it's not going to cast as Matt is done. So it's now just down to Breeze. Can he find the few little tenths just to get ahead of T? Towards the line he comes. Any improvement from Breeze?
P6.
No. And he stays at P6. Make sure I return to the garage. But it is your champion from last season is back on top again. De Silva taking pole position. A reminder as well, tonight we will not be having any interviews this evening. Obviously due to the fact we're a brand new season, a lot of these guys, we're not sure if they can speak English. So we will just drop a message in Discord just to double check that people are okay with having interviews and chatting with us at the end of each race. But it is De Silva on pole. We are now going to get into the setup stage. These guys are now just tweaking and making their setup for the race. Only a 30-minute race, 2 30-minute races.
Make sure you got enough fuel because there's no refueling anymore.
No refueling. Making sure they got the wet tyres on board and changing to wets as well, because I don't think it's going to dry up anytime soon. No. And also a full formation lap as well, which is an interesting one to see as well, as we should see some of the guys who are able to get temperature in their brakes and tyres get on with this. Haven't been able to practice this track in the wet, and I've already regretted it, says Camel. So, or Kamel. I think it's Kamel. I'm going to go with Kamel. I know Fury's granddad and Matt have already got a bet on me saying the Ripper's name wrong, and I'm not even going to attempt to it, so I'm just going to call him the Ripper. Just easier that way. But PN, prediction for your first race winner for the season. Who do you think is going to take the win?
I'm going to curse him. Because he cursed my teammate yesterday. Matt.
You think Matt for race win? Well, I'm actually going with I'm going to go with the champ. I'm going to think De Silva's going to just do enough. I remember I went wheel to wheel with him last season here. We went into turn 1 together. I lost my temper a little bit, realizing that De Silva never actually did anything wrong. It was me. But
I believe you rage quit, didn't you, Daniel?
I rage quit not long after. Yeah. Not because of race 1. It was because of race 2. Yeah, the rear end just decided to just poo itself. So yeah, I gave up.
That's what you get for driving a Lamborghini.
Not very good example set. So guys, remember, don't give up, don't quit. Just keep going because anything can still happen.
Keep going.
Exactly.
Because you score points. Still, even if you're 10 laps down, you're still going to score points.
Even though me and Fury still won the constructors, you still score points. But either way, let's have a quick run through the grid. We have the McLaren on pole position with an Audi starting alongside with the Ripper, his debut here at Simplay Motorsport, with also David, his debut as well in the Ferrari starts P3.
Camel missed the start.
Camel has missed the start. He's in the pits, but he might be able to miss all of the carnage that's going to happen into turn 1. So Matt will start alongside David. We've got T, who started P5 with Breeze in McLaren, and already looking a lot better in this McLaren is P6.
Nexus is stationary on my screen.
He hasn't moved for me either. Can't control my car. Has it switched from controller to steering wheel? Make sure that your steering wheel is selected, Ben. I don't know if it's done it that way, so have a check on that one. Breeze is currently P6 with Benno starting alongside with him. He's got Euro with him on row 4. Then Nexus, if he can get it going, is P9 with Wolfinator alongside him in 10th. And Plava, the better of the Hondas, is in 11th. Gary 131 in 12th. Overtaker will be starting in 13th. Peaceful will start 14th. Fury in 15th, and he's really hanging that Lexus sideways with Killer Camel at the back and Shane with him as well. But the Lexus is not off to a good start as Nexus has still not moved. I'm not sure why.
He just said in YouTube chat, but it's hidden apart from us mods. So he's saying, my game's glitched. Swear word, I'm stuck. Quit out, come back in.
Yeah, gonna have to, buddy. Sadly, he's gonna have to retire, quit, and then come back into the session. He will be down in the race, but obviously he will be able to come back in and race, still score points. But anything can still happen. A lot of these drivers have to negotiate these conditions. So if Nexus is quick enough, he can get back out of the session, and he can get back in quick enough. No, I have no brake pushed in. Like, it's letting me go. So Nexus, I think the best option for you, buddy, is to leave the session, load the game up as quickly as you can and get it back in, ready for at least race 2. But at this minute, he will not be going anywhere at the minute. So your 2.4 winner is currently sitting on the start straight. But we're about to line up into the final sector. It is your current champion on pole with De Silva, and it's nice to see 30 people in the chat. Hit that like button. Come on, guys. The pros, first race of the season, and my first time with PN this whole season. Me and you, buddy, all the way. The best duo in Simplay Motorsport. We're going to bring you all the facts with PN knowing a lot of information, and with me just waffling.
I'm still buzzing after Le Mans and Ferrari actually winning something.
Yeah, and not having stupid strategies. Hopefully these guys have got brake temperatures. Hopefully they've got tyre temperatures as well. Nexus has got in, and he's in the pit, so he's going to have to do the same as Killer Camel and just wait at the end of the pit lane, sadly. But McLaren versus Audi. Is McLaren going to hang on to its championship? Lamborghini not representing tonight for the constructors. Let's go racing. As De Silva exits the final corner, he will control the pace, and we go green. We're waiting for starters' orders. Race start initialized. Are we ready to go?
And it's so
we
good.
are green here at Paul Ricard as the spray gets produced here, and Ripper has had a ripper of a start. He's already gone into turn 1 as we all head into turn 1. De Silva down the inside of the Ripper. He gets the job done. Ripper has to react, but David is following right behind. He's going to go right around the outside of Ripper, and Ripper has not had the best start, but David's gone round. He's had a spin. Everyone else has managed to negotiate their way through turn 1. Everyone else has got going. Nexus and Killer Camel has got going, but it's De Silva. Matt's down the inside. They are racing out. They haven't lost too much time, actually. They've managed to get going. There they are, giving it wheel to wheel, but Ripper has got problems at the minute. He is fighting Matt Imovic, who's got right round the outside of him. He's managed to get his tyres up in the right window, and Matt now is starting to pull away from Ripper, but Ripper is right there. T is also right in the scrap with Breeze. Gary's had a great start. He's up in the 6th place with Emplava, another great start as well. He's P8. Benno, the biggest loser out of that, he's dropped down the order. Overtaker, he really hasn't moved forward at all. If anything, he's lost position. There goes Euro. Euro's gone round. He's in the wall.
Yep.
Has he hit a puddle? And he's managed to get going again. Meanwhile, you got the pit lane starters trying to get themselves going as De Silva pulls away from Ripper as he is now past Matahimovic down the back straight, and you can see that Audi so strong in a straight line and has already cleared the Bentley as the Bentley is trying his best to face the right way. Fury is now going wheel to wheel with Green Wolfinator, and he's got Emprava right behind him in the Honda, and so far so good. Nothing crazy at the minute. Fury's gone wide. That's allowed Wolfinator to come down the inside. Fury's trying to hang in there as they're all going wheel to wheel at the minute, and Emprava is looking for any opportunity to work their way through. Any other accidents going on as Benno's go down the inside of Emprava, makes contact, but Emprava is able just to hang into there. Anything else you can see, PN, as Ripper has lost to Matt again. Matt's dropped to P2. Matt's gone up to P2, sorry. So much going on already.
Oh, I'm already out of breath just watching. You've got to remember, the Bentley won race 1 and 2 last night in Pro-Am.
It did, but I think it's going to take a lot for Matt to beat De Silva as he now heads to turn 1. This man really did tighten up his season towards the end of last season, and that's the reason he's wearing the number 1. Ripper, though, is going to really give Matt a hard time, and Matt bouncing all over the curb. Bentley can do that as he now looks to attack him on the inside. It's not the easiest place to overtake around here.
No, you wouldn't thought it with 2 quite long straights.
Oh, there's a car gone round. I think that is... Yes, that's Peaceful Explosion. Peaceful's done a pirouette, and Sutty Apex is already wrong because Mike has gone round as Euro now goes past him. Killer Camel and Nexus are working their way onto the back of the pack, but not quite what they wanted. They were hoping for a little bit more carnage so they can get themselves closer to the scraps.
Indeed, but you got to remember the pit wind. Oh, Overtaker's round with David. They've come together.
And David, yeah, there is. Was that? I'm not sure what happened there. Was it David spinning him round, or Overtaker going round? What was it?
Yeah, it was, I believe, one of the cars. Can't say who made contact with the other, but we'll see when we can get it in the stewards, if it goes into the stewards.
Ripper once again, straight line advantage down the inside of the quick right-hander, and he's able to get past Matt, but he's ran wide, and that's allowed Matt to stay in front. 2.5-second gap after lap 1. G's Lewis, yes, that is De Silva. He has gone, and already Matt is you're trying to give him the curse, and he's already up into P2. It's not really worked here, PN. My bet's winning. My bet's winning at the minute, but either way, come on, Ripper, do something about Matt Imovic.
My new teammate for season 2 started saying in the chat that he's tipping that Matthew Duffin for the win.
Well, Gary 131 has already been a surprise here already. He looked like he was struggling in the practice and in the qualifying. He's up into P6, so Gary does like a slippy car, and already he's managed to dial in his setup, try and sort the Porsche out for these wet conditions, and he is now on the back of Breeze. Ripper is right on the back of Matt again.
Fury round the outside of Wolfinator. We just
caught the tail end of that. That was Fury, and now he's got Emplava breathing down his neck. Wolfinator, welcome to Pro. You're about to get swamped and attacked by a lot of these boys, and he's now got the Latvian. Here comes Emplava. He's right on the back. I think Fury had a little bit of a sideways moment there, and right now Emplava is trying to pressurize Wolfinator. Smithy in the chat. Nice to see Smithy. Go on, Gary. Oi, oi, and dubs. Evening, PN. I see you, chat. Smithy.
Smithy for goat in these conditions.
Right, so De Silva looks like he's lost a little bit of time this lap, and Matt is now a little bit closer, but Ripper, once again, down the back straight. Let's watch this Audi just pull in the Bentley. As we now come down the back straight, they're probably already up in the 6th gear already. As the Audi pulling. Here comes the Audi around the inside again, and Matt will probably know that Ripper will probably go deep, and I think Ripper's just sitting there waiting. I think he's going to wait this time. He's tried multiple times down the inside and it's not worked. And right now Ripper is being held up. T, meanwhile, just sitting and watching the pair of them. So if anything happens between these two, he is in the prime seat for that one.
I'll just sort of like going through the field, see if I can catch anything, and if anyone makes an early pit stop, because the pit window will open in 4 minutes' time.
It will indeed. As you can see, the pack is kind of strung out a little bit. A lot of the guys at the back just playing a recovery drive. Your closest fight at the minute is Matimovic and the Ripper at the minute. T just right behind them with Breeze in 5th, Gary in 6th, Fury in 7th. He's got Wolfinator, who's got ahead of Fury, actually. So Wolfinator has jumped Fury somewhere. So Wolfinator is actually in P7, Fury P8, P9 is Emplava, Benno P10, Shane started at the back of the pack. He's P11, David 12th, 13th is Euro. Peaceful is 14th, 15th is Overtaker, Nexus is 16th, and Killer Camel bringing up the rear. But it's back to how things were. De Silva leading the way after 3 laps, and he's got a 3.2 gap over Matt and Ripper, who are fighting it out for the top 2 positions at the minute. Gonna be a long race, Matt and Ripper, if they don't make any mistakes. Indeed, T is just sitting there waiting and waiting. He's playing the 24-hour game, just being patient. And Breeze already, I think last season when he was in the Porsche, it really didn't show his potential. And right now, he's in 5th and he's looking very good in that McLaren, PN.
He is, and interestingly, Nexus and Camel are actually a lap down. Even though they came out the pits. The game's put them
of course, yeah,
down.
because when they do the formation lap, that's classed as 1 lap. Weirdly, I don't know why this game does that, but yeah, they're apparently a lap down. So Nexus and Camel have got a lot of work to do. They've got to hope that people will have a big mistake. But Ripper has lost some time to Matt. Matt's been able to pull away from Ripper. So what's happened here to Ripper? Has he just had a bit of a squirmy session, or is he just being patient, looking after the tyres and waiting to pounce? Not really much going on elsewhere. It's just Fury and Wolfinator having a little scrap, with Emplava not too far behind. David is right on the back of Shane right now, and look at the Ferrari come at the Lexus. Towards the right-hander we go. And the Ferrari is alongside the Lexus. Is he going to get the job done? He runs wide. They both run wide.
They both run wide, but in the wet, that's not track limits at the moment now because of the wet. I've ran wide there and didn't get nothing.
And Overtaker looking to try and make a move on Peaceful. This is pretty much for last on the lead lap. And Overtaker down. Euro has gone round, and Overtaker is on the inside of Peaceful Explosion. Relatively clean from those two, as Overtaker's trying to keep it on the track.
No,
Peaceful
contact.
down the inside. Yeah, he gives him a little shove, but you can go around the outside. The karting line it is. Dirty track on the outside, and he's able to get the grip. And Overtaker back up into P14 ahead of Peaceful Explosion. Meanwhile, Ripper still within 8/10 of Matt. Really not much going on there. Fury is actually now starting to become under pressure from Emplava in the Simplay Racing Honda. Louis will be loving this, seeing the Honda going so well. More importantly, I'm more proud that Gary 131 in the Porsche 911 is doing a fantastic job at the minute, but I've probably cursed him now.
Yeah, that's it. That's his season doomed now.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. Sorry, Gaza. And I think this man's still in a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah. What I've heard, he's in a bit of pain still.
He is in a bit of pain. I'm in a bit of pain as well. I've done my back in. I know how you feel, PN, now. Twisted my back this week, and
you have no idea how bad mine is.
Oh mate, I was lying on the floor. I was lying on the floor at work today, and I was not moving. I was in a lot of pain.
Welcome to my world. No, you got to put up with it the rest of your life.
Right, Ripper has had a gripper of a run through Sector 1. He's on the inside of Matt. While these two are too busy messing around, De Silva is pulling the gap ever so slightly more. Ripper to the inside this time. He's going to try it again. Can he keep it on track? He's gone deep again. Matt gets the undercut. Ripper goes wide, and Matt stays in P2 once again. Meanwhile, Emprava was on the back of Fury, and Fury stays ahead of Emprava at the minute, but Fury's ran wide. Juan
Pablo.
Juan Pablo Montoya is not racing here, sadly. Emprava's looking to sneak his nose down the inside of Fury, but he can't quite get close enough, as he now just has to sit and wait a little bit longer. Right, as the pit window has opened for 10 minutes, De Silva enters the final corner. Does he choose to pit straight away? Nope, he does not. Matt and Ripper coming in. Matt straight away as the Ripper stays out. So
Ripper
Matt obeying to the rules. He sticks to the right-hand side. Here comes Breeze. He does it as well. Wolfinator into the final corner. He's not opting to pit. Fury and Emplava, they're going wheel to wheel, and Emplava bails to the pits.
I think he crossed the line.
Oh, we're going to have to re-look at that one. Stewart's going to have to deem that one as Shane comes into the pits. He's now opted to pit, as does Peaceful, which is another rule this season that's not really affected by these guys, is that they can pit with their teammate. Nexus has managed to unlap himself from quite a few guys already, but obviously he will be a lap down, which is a shame for him. Matt, the first one to bail to the pits. And was that such a good idea? Ripper now has got clean air. He's been stuck behind that Bentley for a while. As I say that, Ripper's gone round.
Oh, he's thrown it away. Could have thrown this race away.
He has thrown this race away. I mean, it's going to do him better in the championship later on, because obviously race 2 for next... Is it race 2 for next year or race 1? I can't remember now.
Race 1, we got the reverse.
Race 1 would be reverse of the championship. Meanwhile, Breeze and Matt are quite close. So Matt's gone. Breeze is not too far behind him, actually. So those two coming out, they're the first to pit. So T is now effectively P3 at the minute with Gary in P4, as Ripper has now got a lot of work to do. De Silva, meanwhile, 10.6 ahead of his closest rival, T, in P2 at the minute. Emprava's done his pit stop, and off he goes. The undercut was mighty last night, says Sutty. But might be a bit different with a guy who's fairly comfortable and out on his own. So I think De Silva at the minute is quite comfortable and knows what he's doing. A lot of these guys are now coming into the final sector. Ripper's got a lot of work to do.
Be interesting to see if anyone's messed their pit stop up and put dries on.
That would be interesting. Imagine that, dry tyres in these conditions. At the minute, I think all these guys have managed to put the wets on.
De Silva stays out for another lap. T's just gone off the track over the puddle into the penultimate turn.
Is he going to opt to pit? Nope, he's staying out by the looks of things. As Gary comes in, as does Ripper.
Wolfie stays out.
Wolfie. We're going to have pet names for these guys now, are we?
Well, I think we have to. I think it's...
Okay. Well, let's this is going to be our new game then. Check out Gary. Yeah, it does check out Gary. I've already got one for De Silva. He can be called Nissan.
Yeah, the Nissan Silver.
Yeah. T, well, we just call him at 82 because...
you represented the pits correctly. He's got quite a bit of damage on that Ferrari, so he's got to be in for a very long stop.
He is indeed. We got Wolfie. He's in P3. Furby. It's got to be Furby.
It is definitely Furby for Fury, isn't it?
Yeah, Furby. Benno. I think we should call him Bono.
Bono, my tyres are gone, sets fast as crap.
Yeah. Benno in the Bentley. The Bentley Benno in the boat. Is struggling to work his way past Furby. Davide, we can call David. I think Davide. It sounds like Italian, doesn't it? Davide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just puts that out. He is Davide Vigon.
Davide Vigon.
Who's a Ferrari driver in GT World Challenge.
Well, there we go. Davide it is, and Davide is looking to make a move on Bono towards the right-hander. Meanwhile, Furby has pulled away, and Bono is under attack from Davide. As Davide is looking to the right-hander. obviously to these guys watching or rewatch these back, I will not be calling you these nicknames forever. I will be calling you David and Benno, as David looks to the inside of the right-hander, not quite open enough for him there, and he has to follow the Bentley around. Nissan is currently in the final corner as De Silva, your champion, Mr. T. Oh, that's it. T is called Mr. T. That is it. We call him in that. De Silva carries on.
In the pits. I believe he had the dries on.
No, he looks like he's got damage to the front end.
Yeah, but if he had the dries on, he might have spun it.
Oh, Mr. T!
There we
That
go
was
on the
close.
dry. He is on dries. And Palava put the dries on.
Oh, David Day's gone sideways!
Oh, now I'm in the wrong camera angle. Well done.
And Davide is carried on going. Meanwhile, Matt is nowhere near the rest of the guys as the Undertaker. Oh!
Oh, I needed to watch Undertaker's pit entry.
He got in there. So we managed to work through most of the order. We get to about halfway and then we give up. I forgot what we used to call Matt. Tyler Himovich, I think was what we called him.
Or
Mr. Racing Unleash.
I don't
Pain.
know for that.
Camel, same pain. I don't know if that's his driving or he's just in pain.
In pain. Well, I think Shane returned to pits because he's now last.
I think he has possibly returned to the pits. And Shane, welcome to Pro, mate. It is a difficult game. I have genuinely lost where we are at the minute, but either way, it is De Silva leading the way, aka Nissan, aka S13,
David's
aka
not changed
S14.
tyres.
David Day's not changed tyres.
He's not changed.
He didn't pit. He didn't pit.
He hasn't pit yet.
He had a
Hopefully-
wiggle. He had a wiggle and chose to carry on. So De Silva leads the way with Wolfie currently in P2, David in P3, still yet to pit. Mr. T, meanwhile, has he's not far away from Matt. Actually, no, he is quite a bit. So Matt's managed to stay ahead of Mr. T. Furby, he's behind Benno. Oh, these orders need to catch up, man. I'm confused to who's
De
where.
Silva's pitting. De Silva is pitting.
Box for the Nissan. In he comes. Sorry, it's the McLaren. We're just going to have a weird season, aren't we, me and you?
Yeah, well, we're going to make comms really funny.
Yeah, we are. Oh, yeah, that is it. That is it. Matt is now Matt Verstappen.
As
He does like
Wolfie-
Red Bull.
Wolfie carries on, but he will have to pit this or that. He's nearly
Wolfie's
out of
risking
time.
it. He is risking it as Davide is in. David
Yep.
into the pits as he's...
I think that red needs to be a bit brighter used on a copy of the Le Mans winning 51.
So we're just waiting on Nexus as he's into the pits. Ben, he's now pitting as Killer Camel still hasn't pitted.
He's been in the pits, but
He
he
has.
hasn't changed tyres.
He hasn't, no. I think that's why he was saying pain. He might have missed the correct pit stop. But either way, De Silva is in the pits. His closest rival is Matt at the minute, who is into the final corner. De Silva has now gone green, and away he goes. Matt is in the final corner. I think De Silva should have this relatively easy. He does, as he now exits pits. He's got to make sure he doesn't cross the white line quite easily. And there he goes. Matt has brought the gap down, but not a lot. Mr. T down the back straight.
That's
Is
also
he-
got... Is that lap traffic in front of him, or was that De Silva?
That was David coming out the pits, is what I could hear. So a few of the guys going through. Mr. T goes through, and I think Breeze as well with Ripper. Ripper has not had the start to the season that he probably would have wanted. But either way, it is De Silva leading the pitted guys as Wolfinator has to pit this lap.
Camel is now back in the pits to hopefully select yes to change tyres and make sure they're on wets.
Well, Shane's come back out, so Shane did go a lap down. I think he might have ended up possibly running the wrong tyres. Maybe he did put the dries on himself, and instead of trying to get around track, he's just opted to go to the pit lane instead. Wolfinator's strategy is to do a Dean Wasaki, go long, into the session and see what he can do as he now comes into the final corner. Wolfinator to the pit lane. Is he going to repair the damage? He's got a bit of damage to the front end of his car.
Be interesting to see, but Wolfie was within the line for pit entry.
Ripper is now attacking Breeze up to at the right-hander. He's got a lot of straight line as Ripper, but he just goes wide every single time, and he goes wide again, losing time. The window is now closed. Oh, as Ripper has hit Breeze! The Ripper has hit Breeze. Both of them have gone round. Where is Davide? There he is, around the outside, and he gets the McLaren, and he'll get the Audi as well. Will Ripper wait for Breeze? That is the question. There is Ripper.
It's like part in the Red Sea, that was.
And Ripper choosing...
David coming through in the Ferrari.
Yeah, Ripper's not opted to allow Breeze back through. So Breeze now could put an inquiry in on that one, because Benno is right behind, as is Fury. The patient Furby is just working his way up the order. Meanwhile, Wolfinator is in the pits. De Silva and Matt have already gone through, as has Mr. T. Wolfinator is now off and away. Is he going to stay ahead of this group? And Wolfinator comes out. Where is Wolfinator? He's down to turn 1. He's jumped this lot. Wolfinator has pulled out a good strategy here. Wolfinator from the Pro-Am up to the Pro in the top 4, sorry.
I believe he's third. Until time in the score.
No, Mr. T's ahead. T is ahead of the Wolfinator. So Wolfinator up to P4. Great driving from Wolfinator so far. He's kept it clean. I don't think he's repaired that damage.
Well, if it's not affecting the car, you don't, do you?
Well, if you got if you got a bit of damage on your car anyway, you might as well just hang it in there for the wet conditions, because it actually might help the car, if anything. Sometimes
more fuel helps the car. Make the car nice and heavy. Have a McDonald's beforehand.
Well, as things were a couple of weeks ago, 6 weeks exactly, De Silva leading the way at Mazzano, and he's now leading the way here at Paul Ricard. The only little stress he had was turn 1 with Ripper. He's got 8 minutes to go, and Matt has really been the only one near him, 7.3 behind. What lap times are they doing, please? I'm not showing you, Sutty, because you should be in this category, full stop. As Fury has got ahead of Breeze. No, Fury's under some massive pressure here from Breeze, as I think Fury's managed to get ahead of Benno and Breeze. If I look back, yeah, Fury got ahead of Breeze, going up to the right-hander.
They're side by side. They are side by side.
They are side by side. Fury is just on the outside. He'll have the inside for the next corner. He needs to make sure he gets his braking right. Benno is just behind as well. 3 abreast at the minute, but Fury comes out on top, and he runs a little bit wide. Breeze now under attack from the front engine cars. Well, he's in a mid-engine.
Overtake has just got past Gary.
Gary was the biggest loser after the pits. I think he is struggling. Pain ×2. What has happened to Camel? He's in the pits again. What has happened here? All these he's learning. He needs to funnel them out into this race 1 and make sure he does better in race 2, because right now he's having a dreadful start to this season. And we had a great scrap at Zolder. What's going on here, lad? Not sure what is going on for him. Meanwhile, Mr. T currently sitting in P3. He's a little bit behind Matt. Matt's currently in the Boatley, so at the minute he's about as secure as anybody else out there, because if you're in the Bentley, you're in the right conditions for it, because it is just a boat and it just floats its way over the top.
Greece is looking at the rear end of that Lexus again. I just see Benno come into shot from my camera angle. That was an in-chase cam.
So he says, wasn't my choice. Well, you kind of destroyed it, and also I just did a quick look at the timetables, and we can't look at lap time, so sadly, mate, you're out of luck. So Fury is currently P7. He's done all right at the minute. He's been around that place at the minute. He's not really gained much, but he's not really lost much either. He is under a little bit of pressure, but Gary 131 also pressurizing the back of Overtaker at the minute. Peaceful is not too far behind either. Ditching the Ferrari, is in the Honda, and so far so good. Look forward to Spa when
spin it in the Rouge and Radion.
Yeah,
because it bottoms out.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy peaceful. Whoa, Nexus going very wide just behind Gary 131 there.
Yeah,
Breeze has gone round.
Reese has gone round, overtaken Gary. Both get a position.
Now, was that contact or did he go around by himself? Dry tyres. Oh my God, Camel. Not a good start at all. He had the dries on. Oh, not what he would have wanted. Davide's gone round.
Oh,
David's gone round. He's at a moment. That's allowed Ripper to go through as well. So all these boys that look very good in practice, very stable and under control, they're all messing up. They're all making mistakes. And it's Matt and De Silva back at the front. Mr. T, what a start from him. I believe I was reading through his Discord just now. Where is his Discord? Let's have a look. I did read his description. About me, he's a kart driver. He's a one-time Belgian champion in 2021, a one-time European champion in 2022, and he's a NK Winter Cup champion. So there you go. A little bit about T there. He's quite an established driver, and he is a part of the JWB Esports racing team. So at the minute, he's doing them just right now in P3. Meanwhile, Green Wolfinator is now starting to come under pressure once again from the Ripper, who's slowly been working his way back up, but he's pushing that Audi as hard as he can, but it's not working out for him at the minute.
Yeah, I'm watching overtaker now on the back of Benny for PA.
Yep. These guys have really slowed up a minute. Fury's actually got away from Benno. Benno's now pulling away. Overtaker is right there, and he's dragging Gary 131 with him. So Gary's slowly following, and I just gotta say that Porsche, other than the Aston Martin in your category, the Porsche 912 just sounds amazing, doesn't it?
I'm in the V8 for the season. Not
I know you're in the V8. I know you're in the luscious V8. Benno's gone wide. Gary's gone even further wide as Overtaker is now pressurising Benno. And Overtaker is starting to work his way through the gaps. He's working his way up the order. It's taken him a while, but he is on the back of Benno as De Silva has crossed the line. We will get one more lap after this one. So we will keep going round. But we go back to Benno, who's got Overtaker breathing down his neck, and a lot of us guys knows what that feels like, and Benno has cracked under the pressure, and around he goes. Overtaker, an easy pass for him. Can Gary now pounce on the struggling Bentley? Where is Benno? There he is in the final corner.
Final Pro Project Cars 2 champion.
He is indeed. Gary 131, our two-time champion on Pro. Didn't win 3 though, did he? As he enters turn 1. Sorry, I just had to slide that in there. You know. Gary 131. I still need to win a race on ACC. I need to do something on this because all I can see is me being good at Project Cars, and that's it.
Did you win your class under 2.4? That counts, right?
Well, yes, I did win it, but also Matt, the bonehead, had put Sutty as the winner on SimGrid, so that's a good start, but you can't edit or change it, so nicely done, Matt. Benno is still on the back of Overtaker. As you can see as well, Breeze has caught back on Gary and Nexus, and Nexus is really in a situation. Sorry. He doesn't want to be in. He's stuck between Gary and he's stuck between Breeze, who are in the middle of a scrap.
Nexus has also looked like he's down a lap on the time and scoring to Gary.
Nexus is a lap down.
He is a lap down, yeah. He's on the same. He's still
Meanwhile,
a lap down.
Ripper's on the inside of Wolfinator. Wolfinator just hanging in there. He's going right around the outside, and again, karting line with the marbles on the outside. You do get grip on the outside, and tends to be the better line. De Silva back to where he belongs. He's leading the race, and he starts the final lap of this race with a comfortable gap of 8.5 ahead of Matt. Meanwhile, we're watching this scrap for 4th place. Wolfinator versus Ripper. Wolfinator's gone wide. Ripper's down the inside. Wolfinator have the inside for the next corner. And Ripper is going to have to try and do a switcheroo. He waits for the apex. He does so. Can he get a better run? They're going to go side by side. Audi versus McLaren. And it's going to be Ripper on the outside. But he has to try and get the job done before the apex of the corner. And he has done. Wolfenator yields and goes to P5. So Wolfenator looking to the inside of turn 1. No, he looks to come back at Ripper. The Ripper makes the apex though and stays ahead of Wolfenator. So Wolfenator though, great start to his season as David goes straight across the turn 2. So Wolfenator
should go to track limits.
Possibly so. He did pretty much just straight line it. Meanwhile, Benno and Gary are at it. Gary's got ahead of Benno as the clock has come to an end. We have come to the end of the session. Benno's looking down the inside of Gary, 1-3-1. Benno thinks better of it. Here comes Breeze. He's in this scrap, and I was going to say Peaceful's not too far behind, but he's 8 seconds behind. So, yeah, Nexus has unlapped himself from Gary. So this is probably what's caused this chain reaction. And Gary right now is having to defend like mad from Breeze and Benno. And Breeze has a twitch, so does Benno. But Gary has the better run and is down the back straight. Gary hanging in there for 9th place at the minute. But De Silva is in the final sector. We'll come back to him in a second. Wolfenator still on the back of the Ripper, but he's not getting close enough. David is just behind him. Fury on his lonesome himself, but a decent P7 meanwhile. But it's Gary. He's under pressure from the Bentley. The Bentley going down the inside to the fast right-hander. We go. Gary 1-3-1 to the outside. Benno to the inside. Benno's already got the job done. As Gary clearly doesn't seem to have the confidence in the fast right-hander, but he's right on the back end of that Bentley.
De Silva's just crossed the line to win this race.
He has, and I have missed it. Sorry, De Silva, but De Silva wins race 1 of the season. Matt is going to come home for P2. Mr. T into the final corner. T-Man into the corner he comes. He will take a solid P3. So he will come home in the Audi. What a shock that was. A great stuff from him there. He crosses the line for P3. The Ripper is going to come home for P4. Can Wolfenator hang in there for P5? David and Ripper going for it towards the line. Who's it going to be? It is Wolfenator from David. Fury comes home for 7th. Decent points for him. Overtaker will come home in 8th. Who's going to come out of this scrap? It sounds like Gary 1-3-1 has got himself ahead of Benno. Gary is going to come home in 9th. Benno in 10th. Breeze will come home in 11th. Peaceful Explosion is going to finish in 12th place ahead of his teammate Emplava, who's ended up in the pits. Probably a lap down, I reckon. Euro is 13th. Emplava 14th. Nexus 15th. Shane is going to come home in 16th. And Killer Camel, not the start of the season he would have wanted. He's going to come home in that 17th place position. But it is De Silva back to where he left things. He put it on pole position. He's led the race. And he's won the race as well. Already a good start. Can he do it again? Can he take pole? Can he take the win as well? Can he get a Grand Slam in the first race? Make sure you tune in a second as we will have race 2 underway. We're going to take a very short break while these guys get themselves sorted and ready to go for a race 2. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss anything. And make sure you guys tune in a second. We will be back for a about 5-10 minute break so the boys can have a refresh moment. And we'll be back in a second. So we'll see you on the other side.
See you in a bit.
Why do you sound depressed?
No, I've been laughing a bit at Mike, so my throat was a bit sort of croaky.
Wolfenator is already my driver of the day.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to the toilet.
Yeah, I need a drink as well, so 2 seconds. I'll be right back, PN.
Yep, because I was stuck in on car cameras. I'm just refreshing my stream. No, that's I'm going for a piss as well.
Okay, I'm back. Oh dear. Oh, well, that was an interesting start. The track's just got drier, and it's now going to be heavier rain again.
Oh, I'm back. Let's turn them back on for a minute.
PN Motorsport.
Let's turn them back on again. The fans.
I've not turned them off.
Oh, I have, in case it was coming through, the fan noise was coming through the comms.
My back is dripping.
Oh, overtake Joe and David make contact. I didn't see anything, but caught Empalava's pit stop right at the end, so I don't know if he cut the line or not. Benefit of a doubt.
So it's gone from flooded to wet,
Yeah.
and now the rain is increasing.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
You've got worse conditions we had in Pro.
You've honestly, so Am just was flooded all night.
Yeah.
You just had wet conditions.
And Pro's been flooded.
We've gone from flooded. We've just got the track to be wet, no longer flooded, and now the rain is increasing.
Gary's struggling, isn't he?
He span up straight. Did you catch it?
No.
Who's
He span on his own.
He span up back straight on his own, and he clipped the wall. Had 9 seconds worth of damage. He was running 6th at the time.
He was doing so
we
well.
just lost.
Yeah, he was. He was.
We just
I don't
lost
know.
a driver.
Who?
Shane, Fury.
No, Breeze.
Breeze.
No, Breeze
not-
is still
Breeze
there.
Is there. Breeze is still there. Sorry.
Um,
Oh fucking hell! I need to turn my camera off.
not Wolfie.
Mr. T.
Oh, no, Mr. T's there.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still there.
Oh.
Nexus is still there.
I'm not sure who we're missing.
Peaceful
Hello?
Shane Wolfinator.
Polovsky.
Oh, he's dropped it again.
Peaceful Shane Wolfinator, Plava, T, Overtaker, me, Breno, Gary, Uwilk, David, Fury, Lexus, Killer, Breeze, Euro.
Oh, looking back.
Overtaker. No.
No.
Euro. No.
No,
Fury's
you're
there.
there.
Right. So PN, I'll read them off. Mike.
Yeah, he's there.
I'm there. Ripper.
Ripper's there.
De Silva.
De Silva.
De Silva. It's De Silva.
It's De Silva.
Oh.
Still not going to
Has
win.
he said it? Has he said anything in Discord?
By the way, can I just say, you Ilk the Ripper, muppet.
Why?
Oh, how quick was that Audi in a straight line? Just and there was no point defending it, as you probably saw. There was no point defending it.
Yeah, he kept
He's
going
back.
wide,
He's
didn't he?
back. And he just kept... It became just textbook.
Yeah, I could see you were just like, right, let him go.
There you go. McLaren now lead the manufacturers by 24 points.
Not hard whenever you have a fucking cars on McLaren, is
From
it?
Bentley, from Porsche, from Ferrari, from Audi, from Aston, from Lexus, from Honda, from BMW, from Lamborghini, Mercedes yet to score because Ferguson didn't turn up. Tables are all up to date, Daniel.
Oh shit, yeah. I forgot about them.
Car stats, that was McLaren with a win, McLaren with a pole. All of them race starts. And all of them sexy podiums. Driver stats. Nobody's hit a milestone yet. Gary didn't get his 25th pole. Beautiful.
I should probably look at the standings, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I think we might as well knock F2 on the head. It's gone down to 4 accepted.
Yeah. Get a Porsche Cup maybe for 2 weeks' time or something.
Daz, I like it because Daz is asking about more seat time, isn't he, on ACC? I will not be driving the Porsche Cup cars. I do not want to be facing the wrong way every lap.
I'll drive them. I want something to just keep me driving. I'm bored. Wolfinator has already been the shock for me.
Yeah, wow.
He's stepped up.
Good race.
Yeah, he finished 5th, but he was like with you boys, no problem. He actually had decent pace as well.
Yeah.
So,
I think De Silva and Ripper are running lower wings than me.
De Silva was planted, man. He made no errors whatsoever.
I was catching him in the last sector, but that first and middle sector he was just gone.
You haven't colour coded it, you ball bag.
No, I haven't, because I didn't know what colours people were running.
Just colour code people.
Next week. Me and Gary are colour coded. What more do you want? Right, now it's wet. I'm going to drop that back to that and that. Put it a bit lower to the floor. It's not flooded, so I don't need it on the flooded sort of setting.
So this manufactures pro and pro-am together and amateur.
Pro and amateur, yeah.
Oh my god.
Hence why McLaren are just going to walk it.
I love the fact you put Retia, Nissan, and Jaguar in there, but they're not going to score any points.
I did them all. That was already done, and I've just sort of added who was doing it as they told me their cars each week. So, yeah.
Right. Gary, the only one doing laps, which is nice to see.
Yeah, keeping that track clear, even though the rain intensity is going to pick up in a little minute.
We had 30 people watching at one point.
Yeah, we did last night as well. It's been good so far. Right. Live.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're about to get back underway for the second race and second qualifying. Obviously, remember, guys, for the rest of the season after today, the guys will have to do race 2. Race 1 under the championship reverse grid, and once again, Overtaker is one of the first ones out on track. Nexus did get out first, but he's stopped, so it will be Overtaker will be the first one to set a lap time. And PN, shall we have a quick run through of the championship standings after race 1?
Go for it. You can see him, I can't.
Well, it's no surprise. De Silva is leading the way. With Matumovic in second. Third is Tees, with the Ripper currently in P4. P5 is Wolfinator. P6 is David. P7 is Fury. 8th is Overtaker. 9th is Gary131. Benno is 10th. Breeze in 11th with Peaceful Explosion in 12th. 13th is Euro. Emplava in 14th with Nexus in 15th. Shane in 16th. Killer Camel 17th. Hitman still yet to score any points as he's not able to race tonight, nor is Big Boy Brazier or F1 Billow is not here tonight either. Regarding the teams, it's JWB Esports Racing #2 with the Audi and the McLaren. currently leading the way with 38 points, 3 points ahead of Jaeger Motorsport, with Killer Performance currently in P3, with Teletubby Motorsport in P4. 5 is Simplay Racing, with Button Basher Racing in P6, and the other JWB Esports Racing at the back at P7. Regarding the manufacturers, this is now including both AM, Pro-Am and Pro. McLaren lead the way with 184 points ahead of Bentley with 160. Porsche are currently P3 with 95, with Ferrari in P4 with 77. Audi is P5 with 66, with Aston Martin in P6. P7 is Lexus, P8 is Honda, 9th is BMW, 10th is Lamborghini, and 11th is Mercedes. Still to score points, and I doubt you'll see them, is the Jaguar, the Nissan, and the Retia. But after that already, that is just round 1. We have 20 rounds to go this season. We've already done 19 left. Next race of the season is, I believe, Spa.
It's Spa, yes.
It is Spa, and I feel like being really horrible and torturous and saying, I hope it's wet, just so I can have some entertainment, and so can everybody else.
Well, looking at the forecast, which will set the lobby for the week after race 2, it's looking like there's a 20% chance of rain.
Yay! A Spa in the wet, regarding somebody in the Honda as well. Peaceful explosion in the Honda in the wet at Spa. Ooh, that could be spicy.
It could be worse, it could be a Maserati. There's no traction control.
Hey, in the dry, that thing doesn't stay in a straight line anywhere, let alone in the wet.
Did at Silverstone.
Oh, it was beautiful at Silverstone. He even beat GT3s in raw pace. As Peaceful cross the line, he now starts his flying lap. These guys still not put a lap time yet. I believe it's overtaken a first to set a lap time. Let's have a quick look at the calendar. Obviously, Paul Ricard, here we are tonight for the first round of the season. Spa is round 2. Round 3 is Catalonia. Round 4 is Zolder. Round 5 is Brands Hatch. Tracks that we know and raced before here on ACC. Round 6. It's a track that is not an FIA Grade 1. It's not really featured in many championships. It's been trying to get on the F1 calendar for a long time, but its owner is very greedy and wants more money out of F1 to get it on there. Kyalami for round 6, South Africa. Now, we did a little bit of testing in this track, and I like a weird track. My preferred tracks are tracks like Oschersleben, Bathurst, Bruno, circuits that we've seen on Project Cars. You know, I like a weird, wacky circuit. And for me, Kyalami's up there with that kind of weird and wacky track. What do you think of Kyalami, PN? Obviously, you've probably done a little bit of testing on it already. It's an interesting track, a lot of elevation changes, a lot of weird corners.
It's going to be a very interesting curb. It's going to launch a few cars as well.
It is indeed. It is indeed. But a circuit that we don't know much about. It's just like Misano, which, again, we didn't have many drivers driving Misano, but hopefully we can get enough people doing Kyalami. As Overtaker sets the pace, it is not flooded anymore. We're just wet. So you will see quicker times and people are a little bit more stable. As you can see, Gary's only 2/10 off of Overtaker. 10th now is M Plava, as they're all starting to pump in some lap times. Then we go round 7. We go to the Netherlands. A lot of these guys' home circuit. We go to Zandvoort, which is a tight, twisty circuit. That's I know. Oh, Ripper! Look at the lap time from him. An 07.3 there. He's pumped in a decent lap time. Peaceful towards the line. Is he going to do? No lap time from Peaceful. We should expect that. Sorry, Peaceful. Had to be done. Love you, really,
but thing is, though, the trouble with the Zandvoort in this game, it's not the current version.
It isn't the current version. It's a flat version. The curbs are horrible. The track's just disgusting.
The track's not much better for Formula 1, to be honest.
No, it's not. It's not really the biggest circuit anyway, but somehow we still end up racing on it. Overtaker has stayed in P2 with Fury going up to P5. The number 1, that's the Silver, coming into the final sector. So we go over to Zandvoort. We go to the home of British racing. We go to Silverstone for round 8. And then we've got 2 circuits that we haven't raced at yet here on ACC. Sticking with the Intercontinental package as the Silver, boom, fastest lap of all, 2:06.7. What a lap time from him. Round 9, we go to America for the first time. We're going to Laguna Seca, as we used to call it, the glitch circuit. Used to do all sorts of weird stuff on Project Cars, and from what I know, already does some weird stuff on ACC as well. So still the glitch track, in my opinion. A lot of these guys still not able to put a lap time together. Here is Nexus, he's currently on a lap time. And then we finally finish off the season with the Monaco without walls, the Hungaroring, Hungary for the last race of the season. A circuit that's, I don't know how to describe Hungary. It's one of those circuits that's, you can't overtake, but it's also, you've got to be in a rhythm, you've got to be in a groove. You spend more time trying to fight yourself against the track rather than you fighting people. I think it's the best way to explain Hungaroring. Am I right?
You certainly can't overtake very
Certainly
well,
can't. Breeze now goes up into P3 as a couple of the other guys crossing the line now. Wolfenator still not put a lap time in, nor has Mr. T, nor has Benno. A lot of guys still struggling to get a lap time on the board.
Jumped to P6.
He has jumped to P6. A lot of these guys now getting comfortable in these wet conditions, and it is not working. Overtaker's now straight line the chicane. He's going to have to make sure he stays out of the way because he's got cars right behind him. M Brava, as I just see David go around as well. There is a car in the final sector. I believe that's the 13. That is a Fury CBK. Towards the line he comes. Ferraby, what can he produce? He stays he goes to P6. He finds 2 tenths. We see a car behind, but that's the Wolfenator. He has invalidated his lap time as well. A lot of these guys, PN, not able to get a lap time on the board at the minute.
No, well, if the rain intensity is true and it is getting heavier, that means it's got to go back to the flooded conditions we had in race 1. See, if this was Formula 1, they would flag this.
Yeah, they would.
Race. They won't race. Pussies.
Am I right in saying that the new F1 2023 has red flag features?
It does. Yes.
Why? Is my question. Why?
Well, it's meant to be the F1 simulator. So, I say simulator in brackets because let's face it, that game's not a simulator.
Well, the 2022 one isn't. We don't know about 2023. I don't know if you've got it already. PN, have you?
If someone gives me 70 quid, I'll get it. But I am not playing.
So yeah, if you want to head over to Simplay's Patreon, and
fund the stewards,
yeah,
and the management.
fund the admin commentators and stewards. I'm all 3 of them.
So am I.
Then yeah, we'll be able to give you a great verdict on 2023. Here comes Nexus. I don't know if he's even on a lap. I don't think he is.
If anyone from EA or Codemasters are watching, we'll have a code.
Yeah, we'll have anything. We'll give you a true in-depth of what we think of your game. Nexus has gone P4. Peaceful's crossed the line and no lap time for him. I'm just trying to see what the next car is that is on a lap time. I believe it is Fury again. I think it is Fury. Fury seems to be the only one who's pumping in
Fury, Max
valid
on the
lap
time
times.
behind him. And then
He is on a lap time.
I just leant forward and put the bigger circuit map.
Fury goes P3. Fury goes P3, so the man who's just been keeping it clean and consistent on track has gone P3. Matt towards the line, he goes pole!
Oh,
Matahimovic goes pole position, but here comes De Silva. He is on a valid lap time. Guys are clearing the circuit, and he goes 4 tenths faster. Where is the Ripper? He's in the final sector, but he is not on a valid lap time. 4 minutes yet to go, and Ripper needs to start putting, start ripping up the track and putting some decent lap times.
Graphics don't mean anything, Phil. Gameplay means more.
Yeah, look at Gran Turismo. Meanwhile, Overtaker into the final sector.
The new Forza Motorsport, which apparently is going to be online as well. Always online. Like Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, that's got to be good when they eventually turn the servers off.
Do you know what? I think... Wait, what? They're turning the servers off?
No, eventually going to turn off the server to all online games because
right.
that costs money to run them.
The world's made of money. Overtaker towards the line now. He is currently on a lap. Is he going to improve? He goes P2. He splits Matt and De Silva. So Overtaker's finally woken up, and here he is. 88. That is Shane. He's exiting the final corner. He is on a valid lap time. Currently slowest of all the lap times set. He comes towards the line and he finds a couple of hundreds there. We see Mr. T towards the line. He goes P5. And I believe that is Breeze right behind him. No, that was Peaceful Explosion. He crosses line in P9. There's a lot.
Gary's now crossing the line and improves to P9.
We're seeing improvements. We're seeing lap times going up. We're starting to see people take it seriously now and actually put lap times together. 29, I think that is. Nope, I can't read. So I'm going to do the old-fashioned way and just
It's
spam.
Matt now coming to the line, and
Matt to the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't improve. De Silva next to the line. Can he improve on his lap time, extend his gap? No, he does not. David, does he get a lap time on the board? No. So even though the conditions are lighter, it's less wet. Obviously, before it was flooded. Some of these guys are struggling to get a lap time as De Silva is pulled to one side. He's done. That is it for him for qualifying. So valid lap for Breeze. He goes P6.
And then the next person on a valid lap will be... Well, Camel's just got across the line in time. And Palava's the next person going to be on a valid lap.
And Brava, the 29 Honda, towards the line. He comes.
Yeah, as he's come to a penultimate corner. It's probably still a nice puddle across the line there.
Lovely puddle. I might want to dive in that because it's been quite hot here in the UK, and just wanted to.
Could do with a nice thunderstorm right now. As long as it don't cause power cut.
Yeah, as Emprava goes ahead of his teammate and goes up to P10. Next car on a lap time is
Peaceful Explosion.
The two Hondas actually managing to put lap times together. This is interesting. They're still the thing about the Hondas is they're out of their element right here. Let's be honest, because there's no grass for them to cut at the minute, so they're currently not in a comfortable position. P8 for Peaceful. I probably told that I just said grass, so the Honda probably found some pace then, didn't he? Overtaker towards the line. He has invalidated his lap time and will have to do another one. Matt has gone slow in the final corner. He's let David through. Is David on a lap time? He has invalidated his lap time as well. So at the minute, Wolfinator, Benno, David and Killer Camel have put a lap time together.
Reese has not returned to pits.
So all these guys that are in the pits now are in trouble. There is one car in the final quarter that is going to finish their qualifying session. That is Ripper. Is he going to cross the line just in time for one more lap? But he's on a valid line. 3, 2, 1. Does he go faster? He goes P3 and he gets a lap. He gets another attempt. Yeah, Matt is done. He's in the pits. It is now down to the last few guys. Wolfinator is next on a valid lap time. He's just got to survive the final sectors. I mean, he will stay ahead of the guys who haven't set a lap time, but he wants to get that lap time on the board. And towards the final sector he comes. Wolfinator. He keeps it in limits. Towards the line he comes. Wolfinator. Go on.
That's one thing I noticed was spraying in your face. Wolfinator up to P8.
Fury is the first one in this train of valid laps at the minute, and it is him and then his teammate Shane behind him. So at the minute, Fury P7. The Lexus doing okay at the minute. Into the final corner, probably not outright pace, but it's fairly decent everywhere else. Fury towards the line, got stuck on the curb a little bit. Is this going to be improvement from 7th? No, he stays there. Shane follows him home. Where's that going to put him? He stays 14th. Benno towards the line. He goes 13th. with Mr. T going into P5, and I believe that is pretty much everyone across the line.
We got Nexus. They're coming into the penultimate turn.
Killer Camel not able to put a lap time together. David is the only other car who hasn't put a lap time together. He needs to get this lap time on the board. Meanwhile, Nexus, Ben, towards the final corner he goes. Has he just kept it in track limits? That is the question. Towards the start-finish line he comes. Ben towards the line. He goes P7, and David didn't get that lap time. He went invalidated, and he now starts.
No, I think he's still valid.
Oh, he's going to have to cross the line now if he's going to get it done. And it won't count, though. I don't think it will count. The game is automatically stopped. So, yeah, David won't get that lap time. He starts 16th.
Gutted fair for David.
It is good. But race win.
Yeah, good place.
Race win, pole position. And again, pole position goes the way of De Silva. And PN, we're back to flooded conditions again.
Who would have thought it with all that rain?
Who would have thought?
I tell you, I think we had a bit easier with Pro-Am with it just being wet.
Yeah, I think you boys got away with it. I think the guys in Pro-Am need to stop giving the bros a handful by saying that they get it easy, because they really don't, because at the minute they've had 2 flooded races.
So did Am, for any chance.
So did Am, yes. Yes, they did. Guys, can you please, as there's currently 27 of you watching at this minute, can you please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss anything here at Simplay Motorsport. Please give it a like and follow all of our social media, everything. I think we're on TikTok as well. So if you're on TikTok and you want to follow it, then please do so. Get involved as well. Head over to the SimGrid. If you ever want to get involved and people are dropping out, Am has still got places available, so please sign up if you want to be a part of Simplay Racing. Sorry, Simplay Motorsport, not Simplay Racing. Peaceful and Emplava don't want anybody on board at this stage. Also, keep an eye on the Simplay Racing boys, as they have got a couple of endurance races coming up soon. I think, from what I am hoping, I'm one of them, we might be doing the 12 hours of Bathurst on Formula Racing League, so see how the Simplay Racing guys get on that one. As all these guys will need to go into formation.
And hold formation.
And hold formation, indeed. So it needs to be De Silva, Overtaker, Ripper, Nexus. No, sorry, Matt. Nexus is quite a way up, and I don't know why. So it needs to be De Silva, Overtaker, Ripper, Matt, Mr. T, Breeze, Nexus, Fury, Wolfinator, Peaceful, Gary131, Emplava, Benno, Euro, Shane, David, Killer Camel, all bringing up the order there. So we look like we're in formation. Race 1 goes, I think we need to keep a tally of this PN, of who does better, of predicting who wins this season. I mean, round 1 goes to me. I said De Silva. And you said Matt, and that actually helped him. I think he got second in the first race. So let's go for round 2. I'm winning out of this. Who's your money on for this one?
My money is probably... Oh, I reckon De Silva.
I was going to say, I think we should make some rules about this. I think we should get proper into this. I think that each round, we have to predict someone. Winner of the previous round can't pick first. So obviously I won with De Silva. So you can pick, and by the sounds that you're going De Silva.
I'm going De Silva in his gold McLaren.
His gold McLaren, okay.
In his Benson and Hedges Super Kings.
If we don't get it right, whoever we voted for highest gets the point. So if, say, for example, De Silva didn't win and Matt came second, you would get the point. So I think we should do that. See who comes out on top, me or PN. I'm actually going to make a tally of this. So round 1 goes to me. PN, you're going for De Silva, yeah?
Yep.
De Silva it is. Oh, I've got a tally of drivers to pick from. I've got some great choices here. I feel like the British Touring Car Fantasy Touring Car League now is trying to pick what drivers I want.
Can't go wrong with that Stratton.
No, that Ford is ridiculous at the minute.
Yeah, it is. So Ingram's doing quite well in the Hyundai,
Yeah.
but the Ford is just OP at the moment.
I'm going
Neither
Ripper.
Ripper?
I'm going Ripper.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Overtaker might spin.
Yeah, I think him and De Silva
Not
might
a
have
fan
a
of
coming
these-
together.
Overtaker's not a fan of these conditions.
He sought to get it going towards the end of it, but either way, it is De Silva on pole with Overtaker with him on the front row. Holty in the chat, nice to see Holty in the chat. He was your Pro-Am champion. If Holty was racing, he would have been in this category. And Holty, as you can see with Shane, we do miss you. As you can see with Shane and Wolfinator, they've really had their hands full here tonight. He is also champion with teams as well, with him and Argent.
Argent, who had a bit of a mare last night with hitting a wall and hitting the meatball flag.
Nice.
Apparently.
Gotta love a meatball flag. PN has gone to Silver. I've gone Ripper. No one's gone for Overtaker or Matt or Mr. T. Who knows who's it going to be? But it is the McLaren back on pole once again. Your championship leader on pole. Your champion is on pole. And like Smithy says, De Silva,
Why has Overtaker
different
not gone
class.
double file yet? He should have went double file by now, because double file was the right-hander off the back straight.
As long as they're double fire before the final corner, I don't think it matters too much. But either way, De Silva is now they're very close to one another as Overtaker and De Silva take the front row of the grid. We get lined up. Race is now in session, and we are green here.
Go.
And we are underway, and the pack just spread out. De Silva looks like he's got a decent start. Overtaker to the outside, but I don't think he's going to get the job done. De Silva will hang strong on turn one. He does do so. Overtaker's gone a little bit wide, and Ripper's going to try and go around the outside of him, but he's unable to do so. Matimovic is right there. Nexus has had to go straight on, but Breeze is facing the wrong way, and he has to get himself going into turn one. Meanwhile, Ripper has been done by Matt. Matt's down the inside of Overtaker, and Overtaker's going to try and stick his nose down the inside and hang in there strong. He has done so. Matt and Overtaker come together, and Overtaker's gone round. Around he goes. Now Ripper once again is stuck behind the back of the Bentley. It feels like race one all over again, because De Silva's gone. Why everyone else is too busy tripping over one another. Gary's had another electric start. Oh, there's all sorts of chaos in the background.
There was a car backwards. It looked like a Honda.
It is a Honda. Benno's backwards as well. I think the Lexuses got involved in that one as well. As Holty says, be back soon. And Fury's granddad is in the chat, evening all. And Overtaker got away luckily with that one, because now, with him going round, he's managed to avoid all the incidences, and he's back up fighting Killer Camel. Now, meanwhile, there's three abreast going up the hill. And I think Gary and Fury have come together. And Gary's gone round. Yep, Gary's gone round. Fury has spun him round. Oh, there goes Killer Camel as well. And Overtaker's gone wide. Killer Camel's gone wide. I think there was contact. No, I think Killer Camel's got going. Oh, and Plava hits Killer Camel. And there's all sorts of chaos at the end of this race. Jesus.
Oh, and Plava made the wall. Oh. This has turned into typical race 3 at British Short Cars.
It has wet weather conditions. Everything's gone completely wrong. Cars everywhere. But more importantly, De Silva leads well out in front. Ripper's had a moment.
Down
behind.
Well, we ain't gone through the time. Oh, David down the inside of Ripper into the final turn. Lovely. If he pulls it off, it's a lovely pass.
It's got so hot with all the conditions going on and all the racing going on, my glasses are fogged up and I can't see. So it is De Silva and Matt leading the way, and once again, Mr. T is in P3. I think that's going to be a rhyme now.
Yeah.
Your 2.4 winner, Nexus in P4. Really, the Audi is looking very strong here, to be fair. It's looking like a good car, but Ripper, I think it's just a little bit too much less downforce. He's tried to go for straight line speed. He's down the inside of David, and I think he's going to get the job done. No. It's like Ripper's got no braking confidence.
By someone else who I know who does ACC, he said you need downforce still, even with that straight in the wet.
You do,
you sacrifice it. You have to sacrifice your top speed, or you're not going to go round the corners.
De Silva extending his gap again. Matt in second. Third is Mr. T. Fourth is Nexus. David is fifth. The Ripper in sixth. Gary 131 in seventh, with Fury still breathing down his neck. Overtaker is now behind the pair of them as well. This could get spicy into the right-hander as Fury has got a great run on the back of Gary, and Gary to the outside.
Reese has worked his way back up to 10th. Shane is in the pits, probably with quite a bit of damage to his Lexus. As Camel just powers past Euro down the back straight. Camille, yeah.
Killer Camel.
Killer Camel.
Oh, Fury's had a twitch. Gary's to the inside.
Overtaker's there.
Yeah, Overtaker's trying to stick his nose into this as well. He's trying to find a way through, but he can't seem to do so. Fury still can't get past, or he's lost to Gary 131. So Gary now upper place.
David has caught the back. Oh, Nexus has passed Mr. T. Oh, Shane with a speeding penalty.
Oh no, Shane speeding under the pit lane. He's come back out right into this scrap, and Shane now will have to obey blue flags and get out the way. He's held Matt up ever so slightly, so Shane's sticking to the inside of the circuit and does so. Here comes Nexus at the minute in P3. He's got Mr. T and David right behind him, and also the Ripper.
Oh, it's frantic, his second race at the moment until they spread out after the pit stops. Oh, Wolfinator's down on 11th and with damage on his car again. The front looks a bit droopy.
And look at these guys all running wide. Nexus has got very wide. Mr. T's to the outside. Oh, and he's had to lift, but here comes David. Here comes Ripper. Look at them, 4 abreast near enough. And that Ferrari is getting bombarded by Audis. Look at it. Oh my God, a drive-through penalty for car 33. That is Killer Camel. What was that for? Track limits?
That was a track limit drive-through, yeah.
Who's going to come out on top of this? Nexus, Ripper. Ripper's to the outside. He's managed to do it. There's that straight line advantage. And he jumps the whole lot. But he's so slow through this right-hander. But he manages to keep it together.
Benno's in the pits. Benno has quit the session. Benno has
retired. That will be, I think it's a qualifying ban for the next race.
I think so. Race
So,
2. I'm just making a note.
Ripper has managed to clear all these cars while Nexus, David, and David gives Nexus a bit of a shove there. Mr. T is now, he was the biggest loser out of all of that, and towards the outside he goes. Nexus now, he was leading this pack, and now he's dropped to the back of the
Ripper's
pack.
gone wide. Ripper's
Gone very wide.
He's gone to Le Mans.
I don't know where to look. These 3 Audis are too busy fighting one another, and the Ferrari of David has gone through. Davide, which I've also just found out from my mother, was, I didn't even reference it, I don't know how, was from 88. That's Shane still to serve his pit lane. His stop and go. Davide was actually the winner of Love Island. With, I don't know who the other one was, but Davide and Mum will tell me, I can't remember now, but yeah.
Little leak shape here, is it? With the Love Island Bob Charles.
Oh yeah, he won't be happy with me because I was his teammate. The Love Island bombshells, we should have known that. So these 3 Audis having a great scrap. Fury's not far away from them. Sorry, Gary is now
battling Breeze.
I'm confused. What's going on? Right, so Fury, is not too far off the back of this scrap. He's just behind his teammate Shane. Overtaker's in 8th. Gary's in 9th. He's got Breeze breathing down his neck. Wolfinator's not had the best race too. He's down in 11th with Peaceful in 12th. Killer Camel still yet to do his drive-through with M. Plavit in 14th. 15th is Euro and had a dreadful start. And Shane is wanting a first night at Pro to be over and done with. But once again, it's a repeat of race 1. De Silva way out in front with Matt in 2nd, and in 3rd is David. So he's now leading the Audi onslaught It's not Le Mans, boys, so you might want to sort your act out and work your way up the order.
Well, then again, though, the Audi Le Mans team was dominant, more dominant than Toyota.
Was it the R8?
Ferrari.
The Audi R8 won it.
The R8,
times?
the R10, and the R15.
I think the R8 was the most dominant Le Mans car ever in history, if I remember rightly.
Then you had the early R18.
Oh, Killer Camel on the attack of Peaceful Explosion. Down the inside he goes, and he gets that job done. But Peaceful gets back down the inside again. Killer Camel running wide. I think he needs to do a little bit more testing in the wet, because that Lexus looks like a handful.
He sent me a DM in the break saying
Help.
he's in exams at the moment, so he hasn't really had a chance to test.
And a reminder to all the guys who are watching. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Fury and Overtaker going out. There's a car that was getting out of the way. That was, I believe, Shane. He's into the pits again. He's serving his stop and go. Overtaker to the outside, Fury to the inside. Here we go. Turn one. Who's going to come out on top? Fury is quite ruthless as is Overtaker. Overtaker to the outside. He gets the job done. Reminder, guys, that the wet conditions, the outside does have more grip at times because of the marbles. So, Fury now to the right-hander. Can he find a way past Overtaker? No, he cannot. What is happening with the Audi Onslaught? Not a lot. It is still behind the Ferrari.
By about 0.9 of a second behind the Ferrari.
It's nice to see Breeze obviously make race 2, obviously due to the fact that he has to get up at ridiculous hours. The hour-long race usually was not able for him to do. With this new system of doing 2 half-an-hour races, which I think is much better as well. An hour-long race
it's
is
better
just
for my back.
better for your back. It's better for my voice. It's better in general for the guys, especially in these flooded conditions as well. It's not really good. De Silva still leading the way. The pit window has opened. David is into the right-hander, and he's still ahead of the Audis, and Ripper and Nexus really pushing track limits there, as Overtaker has still got Fury hassling the back of him.
Overtaker's probably rattled because he probably thinks they made contact, but I didn't like contact from my view, and plus I've got some drivers' streams up as well on my laptop.
Whose streams have you got up?
Matt.
Ah, okay. He's probably pretty bored at the minute. He's been sat in second and looking at the back of De Silva.
He's in no man's land, didn't he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Matt is boxing early. Matt is pitting first, trying the undercut. As you hear the roar of that Ferrari V8 behind him.
We're currently on board with Overtaker. He's still trying to defend from Fury. Fury's right behind him. Matt is the only one to opt to pit at the minute. I think Wolfinator will be in early as well. So,
oh, Gary cut the pit line. Oh, Gary.
Naughty boy, Gary. Here comes Wolfinator. And Wolfinator obeys the rules, so in he comes, and he's got quite a bit of damage to the front end. Breeze is also in. Killer Camel has to come in the pit soon because he's got a drive-through to serve as well.
He doesn't.
And he doesn't. He's been disqualified.
He's been disqualified for not serving his drive-through. That's it. That's his race over. Euro's boxing. I'm not surprised Euro's boxing. He's got heavy damage on that Ferrari.
What happened? You had a drive-through, buddy, for track limits. That's what happened. I'm not sure where, but you did have a drive-through. So De Silva leads the way. He's ahead of David, who's ahead of the Audi Onslaught. All three of them, one after the other. You can hear the engines roar past one another. Why don't I get a time penalty? I'm not sure.
Because certain track limits is drive-through, not a time penalty.
Not good for him at all. So Nexus has gone very wide again. He's got quite a decent gap at the minute over Overtaker, who's struggling to catch up to this Audi Onslaught. A lot of cars in the pits at the minute. Pretty much half of the grid are in the pits.
As I've now checked out to see if De Silva enters pit lane correctly, he should do. But Gary's looked very questionable with the white line, pit entry white line. But you have to respect it. Right. De Silva continues for another lap. Here comes David in a Ferrari. The Ripper is boxing now.
Ripper is in. We are currently on board with Nexus, who's trying to hunt down the other Audi drivers. As he was the big loser out of all it. Mr. T was the winner. Out of the pit stops, Gary has moved up behind his teammate. Breeze has lost out on that one, so it's Wolfinator. Peaceful has come out of the pits. But here comes a flying Lexus. Who is that? That is Fury. And Lexus hasn't pitted yet, so Mike has to get out the way. This is the problem pit. Oh, Breeze has gone round! Breeze has gone round
in front of De Silva.
Yeah, so De Silva had a heart and mouth moment there. If Benno doesn't get back into the session, he will obviously get disqualified. Well, not disqualified. He won't be able to complete the race.
He won't get any points.
He won't get any points, and he will obviously get qualifying ban. Because of the drive-through was not gaining time, I lost control. Okay, that might have been something the stewards might have to look into, but
put a ticket in and show us.
Yeah, we need to see the footage, Camel. So make sure you've saved your replay or saved footage, so we are able to see it. But De Silva still leads after his little scare.
Heart and mouth moment, seeing a blue McLaren facing the other way in front of
Ripper, meanwhile, has got closer to Matt.
I think he might have jumped Matt.
Well, no, he hasn't jumped Matt. Matt was in second, right? So, and Matt had a fairly decent gap to Mr. T.
Oh, that's Camel.
That was Camel. Yeah, he's gone. He's left the session. Question, Shane. When I'm for stop, go, come out back.
Come back out, I think.
Yeah.
That's what Phil's trying to say.
You have to wait 30 seconds.
But he's been in there for a lap or two now.
He's probably retired then, but he's probably sitting there waiting for the right time to come back out. So I'm not sure. De Silva leads the way. Halfway mark at the minute. David carries on. As Mr. T, he coming into the pits and he's managed to obey the rules. He crosses into the pits and doesn't cross the white line. Nexus continues on. See, people saying that the undercut is favoured. I don't think it is. I think the overcut is the better strategy. Fury's in and Overtaker has gone wide. I think the overcut.
Let's see how Overtaker come in the pits. If he comes in the pits, he's in. He's not over the line. He's that's quick. That looked too bit quick.
I think he was just okay. It looks quicker than it actually is. So Matt and a few others were saying that the undercut seems to be the better option. I don't think it is. I think the overcut with clear air, decent tyres that have been rubbered in and at the right pressure and temperature, you can go longer and better, and the wet tyres are more durable as well. So I actually think De Silva especially, and David and Nexus, I think here, as long as they're doing decent lap times, they're not being held up, the blue flags go in their favour, why do they pit? You know, they're not gaining anything by going in the pit early, and also it's more of a risk of getting your pressures wrong. You might as well just go as long as you can without any hindrance whatsoever. As Mr. T comes back out, and he comes out just behind Matt and the Ripper. And this is where the undercut worked, because Ripper has jumped Mr. T, but the pair of them are right on the back of Matt, who had a fairly decent gap. So this is what I'm saying, the undercut hasn't really worked for Matt. It's actually played against him, in my opinion.
The track's getting wetter now. You want to be on the more grippier wets when you get into the wet phase. And we're now getting into the wetter phase of the race.
And you can take your pressures as you're on the fly to improve them from when you come into the pits. You know the track's getting wetter, you know it's struggling. And you can see the Bentley of Matt really is struggling at the minute, and he's under pressure from the Audis again. Ripper goes wide. He is into the pits. David is also coming into the pits, and I believe Nexus will follow him in as well. Or is Nexus going to stay out? Nexus is in
and a pit
and he's crossed the pit lane. He will get a... I'm not sure what the penalty is. I'll leave that to the stewards.
30 seconds, one penalty point. For cross on the pit line. Yeah. Well, we can't give drivers a drive-through for it.
Well, either way, Ripper is now right on the back of Matt and looking to find any way to get through. As, whoa, Mr. T goes very wide. He's at a moment somewhere. As Matimovic is trying his best, but those Audis are hassling him. I'm going to sneeze, I think. There it is. Ow. Right, so...
Right, that's 2 in second race.
PN likes catching people out. Hang on, another one again.
Oh, there's that. Daniel will clearly, obviously, might have hay fever.
David is out. David's jumped them.
David's jumped both.
David has jumped Matt. Yes, he has. He's jumped Matt. He already was ahead of the Audi trio.
Ooh,
So
Matt's wide there, though.
Matt's
it's wide there.
Oh, Ripper's in the wall. Oh,
Ripper is in the wall.
Ripper's struggling. Nexus, where's he? He's not close enough to him. But Matt has lost out to David. David, I don't think actually. David was ahead of the Audis, and he was quite comfortably ahead of the Audis. So my thinking here now, PN, has Matt made a mistake? He's really twitchy. That car is twitchy. I mean, all these guys are twitchy. I mean, it's just getting wetter and wetter.
Wets. I can't confirm he's on wets.
I mean, already, De Silva has already shown why he is the champion. He's already on his way to do a Grand Slam. Pretty much led every lap, put it on pole position, and is on his way to possibly win another race as well. He's gone a little bit wide in the right-hander, but he'll grab that back in. But the man I want to keep an eye on as well, Wolfinator, he's currently at the minute in P10. Overtaker is his next target, and he's gone round. Overtaker's gone round, I think. Gary 131.
Cameraman can't seem to find him.
Overtaker's got major damage.
He's in the wall. That'll be a meatball. He has to come back in the pits to repair that.
That is not good for Overtaker.
That is major damage. You can see part of a car that you shouldn't actually see.
Yep, not good at all. So Overtaker will have to drag that into the pits. It is now a game of survival at the minute. So, oh, David's had a twitch, but he's managed to collect it. Oh, he had a moment there as Matt is in P3. He's got Mr. T chasing him down. Ripper, I don't think he managed to hit the wall. I think he managed to get away with hitting the wall. So he's all right for the minute. Nexus, P6. Fury has had a solid round. 2 P7s at the minute. And the Lexus. It's not bad at all. I mean,
considering the conditions.
Yeah, considering the conditions, the Lexus isn't the best car in straight line speed. It's not the fastest in general, but he's kept it clean, he's kept it consistent, and he's scoring decent points. And
Overtaker does cut the course, trying to get back to pits, but his car is damaged. But either way, he still should really follow the circuit.
Yeah, but there is no cars around. If there was cars around him, then it probably would question it then. But look at the state of that car.
He can't turn in. He cannot turn that in. That is so.
And he was making sure so hard then. He made sure he made the white line as well. So fair play to Overtaker.
Fair play to there. But that car is.
Wolfinator's gone round. And Breeze is about to come onto the scene, so Wolfinator will gain another place. Gary 131 quietly minding his own business up in the P8. So good stuff there for Gary. But right now, De Silva leading the way. There's nothing really going on at the minute. All the gaps have just strung out. The Hondas are together. They're lost and can't find any grass.
He's got Euro to lap in front of him as De Silva.
Euro, not the return to the pros that he probably would have wanted either. Not been the best night for him. We'll probably look back and go, you know what? Not for me this not for me this round. It's going to have to be Spa next time out, and a lot of these guys will be focusing on Spa as Overtaker is in the pits with major damage. That is going to take him some time, but
as long as he doesn't retire, if he
don't
any points.
Don't do an unorthodox and go, you know what, sod this and turn it off. Score points, because every round, even if you do just trundle around, you'll still get, I believe he will get 14th place, because at the minute Shane's not coming out. Overtaker's gone.
Overtaker's still in the pits.
I think Euro is a lap down, is he? I think he's possibly a lap down.
I think they're on the same lap, but Euro is now in the cutting the corner a little bit there. Euro, nearly a lap behind him.
So he was a lap behind, and now he's on. No, he's not. He's ahead. He's ahead of
Oh,
Overtaker.
he is ahead. It just took time to install.
I hate this game's like splits. It's just not good. It's terrible. Regarding broadcasting, over ACC is just horrendous. Project Cars did it better, and I know for a fact that PN. I know you're not the biggest Project Cars fan, but the broadcasting wise, over the Project Cars game was so much better for broadcasting.
Well, I did the Indy 500 commentary, didn't I? God,
You did.
That was a drain.
You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
That was a drain.
I gave a win away to this guy who set up this car wrong, so it could be entertaining for you.
It could be worse. He could have used the road course car.
No comment. No comment on that one. Mr. T is struggling to get onto the back of Matt. I think Matt has just had a moment where his pressures were a bit weird and has now probably settled down. Mr. T crossing behind. Yeah, he's 2.5. He was 1.7 behind. He's actually starting to be caught by the Ripper. Nexus again, the Audi trio, one behind the other.
Yep, all the Audis together.
All the Audis together. We've lost Alexis of the Ripper,
Camel.
and Camel, not
Camel.
Ripper. Camel's teammate is Ripper, and he's currently in P5. And at the minute, we're losing Shane, and we also lost Benno in the Bentley. But once again, race 2, we thought obviously having a shorter race would be a little bit more exciting. So far, it's not really panned that away, as De Silva is on his way to do a grand slam. Cam on the chat, I sent the footage, but yeah, I will make sure next time I will be more on the pace, make sure I can keep up on track. Well, the next round is Spa, and be prepared for anything that Spa can happen. Anything can happen there. We know that
it normally
for
does.
sure. So yeah, keep an eye on
Have
that
you put
one.
the footage in? Because I can't see a ticket.
I'm not sure. He will have to put a ticket in so that we can obviously look at that one. I say we because like I'm commentating.
David's got off track.
He has he?
Yeah, the Ferrari's starting to hate the wet conditions, more than likely.
Well, Ferrari sadly doesn't have to race against a Toyota here. The closest thing to a Toyota is a Lexus, and at the minute the closest Lexus is Fury, who's P7 at the minute. And he's got quite a decent gap at the minute over the Bentley of Matahimovic. Mr. T currently in P4. And Ripper running wide again, taking a lot of track limits. And Nexus in P6, Fury P7, and P8 is Gary131, who's coming towards the back of Overtaker. Breeze is P9, but he's got Wolfinator behind him in P10. Emplav is not a million miles away from him in P11. Peaceful Explosion P12. 13th is Euro. Overtaker is spinning and facing the wrong way. He's going to have to stay right out of the way. I think he keeps hitting the puddle going onto the main straight, and Shane obviously in the pits, and I think he will be retired. But De Silva now coming into the final sector. He's come up to a lap Euro, and wow, that's the way things were.
Deep crash previously. It's taken a bit too much curb, but as I said, you've got to avoid them really in the wet.
Yeah, you do. I don't know how easy it is to spot the puddles either, so I don't know if they're that visible.
They're not that visible really on here.
Well, Project Cars, they were very visible.
Well, yeah, you see the track change colour. It's the same with GT. You know when it's wet because you've got another icon on the side that shows you the depth of the water. When it goes dark blue, yeah, I need wets now.
Oh god, I feel like I'm the only one who's here defending Project Cars. I know Gary's on my side. I know for sure Gary's on my side. I don't know if he's enjoying this or not.
Yeah, but when Project Cars released Project Cars 3, they lost all hope.
They did lose all hope, but either way, I still think that Project Cars 2 is probably one of the best racing games, just due to the amount of stuff you can do on it. And regarding tracks, you didn't have to buy too much DLC.
Wide.
He was wide. So I think Project Cars, you have to buy DLCs on this game. You have to keep buying tracks. You have to keep buying cars. While Project Cars, you only bought a handful, and most of the tracks were already on it. So
I bought all the DLC for both Project Cars 1 and 2.
I mean, so do I. I mean,
No,
you saw
not
me.
for Project Cars 3.
I drew the powerful Opel Astra on on Project Cars, so that lost to Fury annoyingly in the Renault Megane, but that's another story. So De Silva leading the way. He's got quite a comfortable gap over David. Again, he's got a comfortable gap over Matt, who's pulled away from Mr. T. Well, will maintain the gap. Ripper's not really catching him either. Nexus has actually lost time to the guys in front, and Fury's a lot closer. There is Nexus. Fury's just behind him. Gary 131 on his own and minding his own business.
Car 11, I believe Peaceful's been around again. Yep, Peaceful's had
A peaceful pirouette. A peaceful pirouette.
He's gone round. Wipers, the Welshie windmill, the peaceful pirouette, the Sotty send it.
The Dean Demolition.
The Duff and Chop.
The Duff and Chop. Leaders on the final lap. Overtakers hit that same puddle and gone around. He's making sure that he's staying away from everyone. But De Silva, what a performance so far. Matt, a fairly decent one for him as well. Who did I say for race winner? Ripper. So it looks like we're going to go even Stevens here, PN. One apiece, I think. I will win this.
Battle on track currently is Wolfie and Palava.
Wolfie and Palava. Where's Palava? There is Palava. And they've just had to negotiate a spinning overtaker.
Again. That's a second another skin.
Oh, we've got a bit of flashy.
He's definitely a Honda driver now.
He definitely is a Honda driver. I'm not going to make sure I'm not going to miss De Silva crossing the line this time. But right now, Wolfinator struggling at the minute, and I think Emplava's just waiting for the right time to pounce. Where is De Silva?
This track is looking a lot wetter than it was at the start of this race.
It was. Clock has come to an end. So it is now De Silva waiting to cross the line to take another win. Breeze is well ahead of Wolfinator and Emplava as they now start their final lap.
Jump away to De Silva as he comes through that corner's name. I don't know what it is.
It's a long right-hander.
Yeah, that one. Into
the Leclerc crash corner. I love Project Cars. I'm with you. That was how I began league racing, was on Apex Online Racing back in the day. Yeah, I totally agree. Driver today, I'm going for Matovic, says Phil. Yeah, guys, get your votes in for Driver of the Day. PN, obviously, I'll come to you for Driver of the Day. But it has been a grand slam. Other than being fastest in practice, that went the way of Ripper. But both qualifying sessions, both races, led every single lap. Your champion carries on in the gold. De Silva wins the first two rounds here. Guys, you've got to step up. Peaceful crosses the line in P12. Who is going to challenge him? David, with a very good start to the season, he comes home in P2. Matahimovic with a solid start. He will cross the line in P3. But they've got a lot of work to do, PN, with De Silva, even with wet conditions, absolutely annihilated it. Mr. T in P4, Ripper in P5. Nexus is going to come home in P6. He is indeed, as Fury comes home for another 7th. A solid job there for Fury. Gary 131 has managed to survive the elements, survive the conditions. He's going to come home in P8. Euro in 13th. He's already crossed the line. As we go back to Wolfinator and PN and Emplava. We always get you two mixed up. I absolutely hate that.
I won't ever drive a McLaren, so that's how you know it ain't me.
Gary 131 into the final corner he comes. I know Matt's in the pits already, doing the
plugging the results in.
Gary comes home in 8th. You'll be happy with that one after the way the night started. Breeze is going to hang on to P9. The next closest McLaren, the first McLaren, won and dominated tonight and absolutely annihilated it as well. Here comes Breeze. He will come home for 9th place, with Wolfinator coming home in 10th. 11th goes the way of Emplava, and Overtaker last one to cross the line. That is it. De Silva is your winner for both two races, and what a domination. A grand slam for De Silva. 2 pole positions, 2 race wins, led every single lap. What a performance, PN. I was going to say,
Indeed.
I was going to give some honourable mentions to David, to Matahimovic, to Mr. T as well, but driver of the day for me has got to be the champ, De Silva. What an onslaught from him tonight.
Can't take it away from him, really, can you? It's just
No,
a domination.
and you're going with him as well?
I'm going with him as well, so be worried, everybody, if he's doing that in these conditions.
If he's doing that in these conditions, De Silva is definitely the man to beat. It looked like Ripper was going to be the man to beat this season, but De Silva showing again why he is champion. As we have a quick look of the tables, they have been updated, and it is De Silva leading the way, 8 points ahead of Matt, who I don't believe Matt is able to make every round this season. So
Just 2 seconds, Dan. I haven't finished them fully yet.
oh, he hasn't finished them fully, so I will come back to it in a
Driver's
second.
done.
The drivers are done, so Matt is second with T in P3. David is in P4. P5 is Ripper. P6 Wolfinator. P7 is Fury. 8th is Gary. 9th is Breeze. 10th is Nexus. 11th is Overtaker. 12th is Peaceful Explosion. 13th is Emprava. 14th is Euro. 15th is Benno. 16th is Shane, and Killer Camel in 17th place. Still yet to score a point is Hitman, Big Boy Brazier, and F1 Billow. As we come to the end of tonight, I believe the teams have been updated now, and it is Jaeger Motorsport leading the way 1 point ahead. Let's get this lovely Camaro on show, shall we? That's the only car I've got loaded up, so why not? We have Jaeger Motorsport leading the way 1 point ahead of JWB Esports Racing 2. Killer Performance currently in P3 with Simplay Racing P4. Teletubby Motorsport in P5. Button Bashers Racing P6, and the other JWB Esports Racing in P7. After the first week of racing, the manufacturers are looking like this. It is looking the way of McLaren, 240 points already with the first 3 classes done. Bentley in second, Audi in third, Porsche has dropped to fourth. 5th is Ferrari, 6th is Honda, 7th is Lexus, 8th is Aston Martin. They drop right down. BMW is 9th, Lamborghini is 10th, and 11th is Mercedes. And obviously we will not see the Jaguar or Nissan or Retia either. Those are your standings as it stands at the minute, but obviously stewards' decisions and so on and so forth, those things will be into play. So make sure you keep an eye on the Discord drivers to see where you have come regarding the points after the penalties have applied. So far, we've only had 1 vote in the chat for driver of the day, and Phil's picked Matahimovic. Myself and PN have gone the way of De Silva. But PN, last few words for Paul Ricard before we head off tonight.
Goodbye, good riddance. See you next season, probably.
Well, Paul Ricard once again delivers some interesting racing in race 1. Race 2 was not quite as exciting as we thought it was going to be, a bit boring towards the end. But nonetheless, we have a rest for these guys. They have the weekend to do some testing and get ready for the next round of the season, which will be Spa. Let's see if the Honda can survive Eau Rouge and Radion. Will we have rain? That is the question as well. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well, hit the bell to be notified. Have a look on the Discord at any of the driver streams as well. I know the Gaming Welshman 5 has streamed as well. And also keep an eye on any information about Simplay Racing, as they will possibly be entering the 12 hours of Bathurst at the end of this month. Keep an eye on that as well. But from me and PN, these boys need to step up, because De Silva has returned. He's got the number 1 on his car, and he has gone and absolutely annihilated the pack. 2 pole positions, 2 race wins, and led every single lap. De Silva is back to claim his championship. What can these guys do? I've been Dan Davis. This has been PM Motorsport. We will see you in a week's time at Spa. Good night.
Good night.
You're clear. Well done, lads.